All right, everybody, I want to invite you to share this Periscope by swiping from left to right. If you're on an iOS device, you can scroll, you can click on share, you can share on Periscope, you can share on Facebook, you can share on Twitter. If you're on an Android device, you swipe from down to up, scroll, and you go ahead and click on share on Periscope, Facebook, or Twitter. Easy way to share is just click on the count icon on the bottom right of your screen. That's just showing you the number count of the people coming in the room. Just click on that icon and then scroll up. You'll see a little share icon under my profile name. Click on share and you can share on Periscope. You can share on Twitter. You can share on Facebook. Just go ahead and share just that way. Click on the count icon right now at the bottom right of your screen and scroll up, and then you click on the share icon right under my profile name, and you can share on Facebook, Periscope, Twitter. How's everybody doing right now? I see everybody coming in. Come and see him Friday and Indy. Good to know that, brother. Good evening. How am I feeling? I'm doing all right. Just keep on praying for me. I appreciate that. Good. She loves BJ. Loves and blessings to you, Miami. Here, hi to you. Good evening, everybody. Hey to you, Madam Sinclair. Blessings to you as well, Canada. Hello, praying. We definitely need to pray. Final message is 3 a.m. The last video didn't finish. It probably will never finish. My brother Rio, how's everything? Good day to you, my brother. In Australia, Brooklyn is here for sure. My favorite person. Trinidad, and everybody is here. I'm going to say a word of prayer with everybody as we're getting ready to get started. Father in heaven, I thank you for the opportunity that we have to be together. I'm asking that your Holy Spirit will be in control of the time that we have, and that the truth will be revealed, that minds will be awakened, and that we will be led into close relationship with you. Open our eyes that we might behold wondrous things out of thy Lord. For this I pray in Jesus' name. Amen. All right, everybody. So this is really part two. This is really part two of, let me grab this. Let me hold this right now. So this is really part two of the scope that we did earlier today. I'm going to get right back into it. Yeah, I got it. Thanks everybody that's been sending me emails about cats shutting down, and we're going to rectify, that, and we'll talk to you about what plans we're going to have for dealing with the broadcast and how you'll be able to see the broadcast. But anyway, listen to this. Last broadcast, ladies and gentlemen, I did let you know that we're going to be having an interview on here with a live interview on this scope, and the live interview is going to be with a friend of mine. Lord blesses, we get to meet a lot of different people, and he's a former member of the Illuminati, a former member of the Illuminati. Unfortunately, he was supposed to be here with us this evening, but I wanted him to be here with us this evening. Let me not say that he was, like it's his fault. I wanted him to be here with us this evening, but he's traveling. He's not in an area right now where he can be able to jump on Wi-Fi and all of that. So definitely, 100% definite, and he's looking forward to it next week around Monday, because I'll be traveling on Sunday, even though he'd be ready for it on Sunday, but I'll be traveling on Sunday. So next week around Monday, we're going to have that interview. So look for that, all right? And as you're coming in the room right now, all you have to do, ladies and gentlemen, to share the scope is tap on the icon on the bottom right of the screen. Now, it's not the old guy from that I did on YouTube. This is actually this interview that I'm going to be doing here on Periscope with a person that used to be in the Illuminati. Is not somebody that you've ever seen me on camera with before. But this brother definitely has some serious information to share with you, and I have had personally, to say the least, a very interesting experience when I was around him. So anyway, I'll leave it at that. So so we were here earlier, and we were getting into it. We were getting into it earlier. Let's get right back into it. You guys ready to get back into it? Now, if I was Dave Chappelle, I'd be funny. Are you guys ready to get back into it? Are you ready to get back into it? All right, so let's get into this right now. All right, so what I'm gonna do right now for the people that are just new, I'm gonna actually, matter of fact, what I'm gonna do is just do a little recap real quick for the people that are new, so that we can all be up to speed. All right, so let's go. So I told you I was sharing with you the New Age agenda and how currently there is an agenda going forward. And that agenda is to seduce people away from the truth that is contained within the Bible. It's found within the book of 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1. It says, "Now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times, the last days, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and the doctrines of devils." All right, now we saw this lady Alice A. Bailey. Remember Alice Bailey? Alice Bailey was the founder of the organization Lucius Trust, formerly known as Lucifer's Publications. This was a lady that believed that Lucifer was not a fallen angel, but he was actually a benevolent being that was looking out for the better of mankind. By the way, her friend, Madame Blavatsky, who loved to smoke hash, ladies and gentlemen, just for you Christians out there, I want to put something on the table that you guys might not know. Madame Blavatsky, she jumped for joy at the release of the NIV Bible. And the reason why Madame Blavatsky jumped for joy at the release of the NIV Bible is because she said, now the Christians have in their hand a Bible that teaches what we believe concerning Lucifer. That's right, all of you Christians out there that got the NIV Bible and you love your NIV Bibles. Well, guess what? The New Age movement loves your NIV Bible because your NIV Bible helps to promote their deception. And if you want to see how that's true, we'll come back. Somebody says, how does the NIV do that? Be here with me tomorrow. We'll hit that one, all right? I'm going to hit the doctrines of devils on the NIV Bible. If you want to be here for you, that's when you're definitely going to want to share with everybody else, because we're going to put it on the table and make it clear. We're going to put it on the table and make it clear how the NIV Bible promotes a satanic deception. But I'm going to keep it moving. So here it is. The headquarters for Lucius Trust is found within the United Nations. Headquarters for Lucius Trust is found within the United Nations. Now, I showed you guys a little clip earlier of me actually inside Lucius Trust. Matter of fact, I showed a clip to you guys earlier today where I went to Whitehall, in London, and in Whitehall, which is basically where the government buildings are in London, they have different buildings numbered, and one of them is building number 6. And in building number 6, they have the headquarters for the United Nations and Lucius Trust. I'm going to show you that right now so that you can see what I'm talking about as a fact. Building number 6. Watch him going down the hallway now. In building number 6, you're going to have to watch closely, and you'll notice the plaques on the wall letting you know what offices are in the building. At the top you see Lucius Trust. At the bottom you see the United Nations Association. Lucius Trust to the left, the bottom, United Nations Association to the right. They are housed in the same building in London, the same way they are housed in the same structure in New York City in the United States of America. And you'll notice that that black and white checkered floor is taking you in to the Lucius Trust
over here, you have
library.
The library of Alice A. Bailey.
And this is deep right here. So I'm not gonna run the whole video right now for the sake of those. Yeah, I'm not gonna run the whole video right now for the sake of those that were here earlier. I'm just kind of giving a little bit of you know, what's the word? I'm kind of rehashing what was shown a little bit earlier for those people that weren't here to bring them up to speed. If you want to see that video, all you have to do is go on YouTube and look for a recap. Look for Inside Lucius Trust by the Forerunner Chronicles, and you'll be able to see the whole video. That's it. Can we find the video? It is Inside Lucius Trust, and it's by the Forerunner Chronicles. All right? Now, yeah. Now let's keep it moving. So I've just proven to you the connection between Lucius Trust and the United Nations. Let's keep it going. Now, Alice A. Bailey, in her writings, this woman was known as the prophetess of the New Age movement. In her writings, she talked a lot about Freemasonry. How many people in here are familiar with Freemasonry? If you're familiar with Freemasonry, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. If you're familiar with the Freemason Association, the Freemason organization. All right. She declares that they are an occult organization like none other. Matter of fact, this is what she had to say concerning the Freemasons. The Masonic movement will meet the need of those who can and should wield power. It is the custodian, meaning the keepers and the protectors of the law, their satanic spiritualistic belief system. It is the home. Oh, here we go. Hold on a second. Sorry, guys. You know, I've always been trying to work with this lighting. Here it is. It is the home of the mysteries and seat of initiation. It holds in its symbolism the ritual of deity. So in other words, connected to their symbolism, they have these various ideologies that they teach that if people practice these ideologies in their daily lifestyle, that they can become like deities. They can become as gods without gods. If you're trying to get a good Bible, get yourself a King James version of the Bible, the KJV. And the way of salvation, they say, is pictorially preserved. Hold on, let's get this camera refocused. There we go. They say the way of salvation is pictorially preserved in its work. The methods of deity are demonstrated in its temples, and under the all-seeing eye, the work can go forward. It is a far more occult organization than can be realized, and is intended to be the training school for the coming advanced occultists. I know I dropped a bomb on a lot of you guys already when I started out by talking about the NIV. But if you want to hear more about it, want to know more truth about it, make sure you're here for the scope tomorrow. All right. It's going to be earlier in the day than this. But for now, stay focused. Many people have been lied to. Remember, many people have been lied to. And you heard, like, you know, when Freemasonry started really coming out into the news, coming out into the media, they started doing a lot of documentaries on it and all of that stuff. That they started doing interviews with men that were Freemasons, and they're saying, oh, you know, it's just a men's club, it's no big deal, we get together, we drink beers, it's no big deal. But they'll never tell you any of the details behind it. And yet, ladies and gentlemen, this lady who was a dedicated occultist, this lady who was a dedicated Luciferian, all right, she makes it very clear that according to her knowledge of spiritualism, and by the way, this woman wasn't just participant. She was like the prophetess of the movement. She says that Freemason organization is a far more occult organization than many people can even begin to believe. Do you understand that Freemasonry isn't just some boys club where men get together and crush beers on their head? If you get the point right now, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. It's a serious situation. All right, let's keep it moving. So this is another gentleman. This guy is called Benjamin Creme. Benjamin Creme was known as the John the Baptist, the forerunner of the New Age movement. This is what he had to say in his book, The Reappearance of Christ and the Masters of Wisdom. These men believe in some very contorted belief. They have some very contorted beliefs, and they are awaiting the second coming of Maitreya, whom they believe is the Christ, but it is a false Christ, ladies and gentlemen. It is the false Christ. It will be Satan imitating the second coming of Christ, whom these individuals are actually awaiting to see. And if you want to know more about this, I actually have a video that I did on YouTube concerning this whole issue as well, which is called Lucifer Returns. Forerunner Chronicles, Lucifer Returns. I did it a couple of years ago. Definitely want to check that out. This is what Benjamin Creme had to say. Through the Masonic tradition and certain esoteric groups will come the process of initiation. In this coming age, millions of people will take the first and second initiation through these transformed and purified institutions. The new religions manifest, for instance, through organizations like Freemasonry. In Freemasonry is embedded the core of the secret heart of the occult mysteries, wrapped up in number, metaphor, and symbol. When these are purified, these will be seen to be a true occult heritage. Through the orders of Masonry, the initiatory path will be trodden and initiation will be taken. Now let me break it down, make it real simple, ladies and gentlemen, because you notice that a lot of the language that's used in their books, it's really not that easy to decipher unless you take the time to study it out and kind of understand the points that they're trying to make. But here's the point. They're saying that in this age, they are trying to indoctrinate millions into accepting their belief system. And they believe that they will successfully accomplish that through a process of purifying and transforming their institutions, which they have connected to various numbers, metaphors, and symbols. So when you look into Freemasonry, when you look into the occult, they use a lot of numbers to help teach their belief system. They use a lot of metaphors to help teach their belief system. They use a lot of various symbols to teach their belief system, like the all-seeing eye, the Baphomet, the Medusa, the snake, I mean, all these different things. And I'm going to show you some of that in a second. All right. I'm going to show you that from a second inside of a Scottish Rite Freemason Lodge, which is, ladies and gentlemen, the Rite of Freemasonry, where you can reach the 33rd degree of Freemasonry. And the 33rd degree of Freemasonry is the highest degree of Freemasonry. It's that degree of Freemasonry at which the initiate is supposed to come to the knowledge of the fact that the god of Freemasonry is Lucifer. And yes, Mario, you're correct. The phoenix is another one of those symbols that they utilize. So they're saying that once they can transform and purify these institutions, then many of us will be indoctrinated into their satanic belief system. Now, let me explain to you what this is all about. The way that they transform and purify these institutions is through a process of what they call externalization. It's through a process of what they call externalization. What externalization is take something that's hard to be understood, that's abstract, break it down, simplify it, make it not only comprehensible, not only understandable, but make it desirable. And I gave you an example earlier of how this works on a very practical level. I told you how, like, when I was younger, I don't remember how old I was, but I was younger. I didn't like peas. And so one day I was sitting at the table with my father, and he's trying to feed me peas, right? I'm saying, I don't want peas are disgusting. I don't want to eat peas. But now, after a while of my father trying to reason with me and present to me the logical reasons as to why I should eat peas, because they have vitamins and minerals. I don't know what vitamins and minerals are. That's not helping to sway me, because I don't comprehend vitamins and minerals. I comprehend nasty. And nasty is what peas were to me. That's the same way that these things are to us, ladies and gentlemen. You wouldn't comprehend some of these things that they're talking about in association with these symbols. All you comprehend is, oh, the Baphomet is ugly, or this thing looks scary, or this thing looks freaky. I don't want to have anything to do with it. So then back to my my analogy through a literal experience I went through. My father, ladies and gentlemen, after trying to encourage me to partake of the peas that were filled with vitamins and minerals, he went into the refrigerator. Or rather the freezer. He took out some ice cream and he mixed the ice cream into my peas. Immediately I came over to his way of thinking that peas were good, because I liked ice cream. And so I ate the peas, not because I liked peas, but because I liked ice cream. And ladies and gentlemen, that's exactly what they're doing with their satanic, very contorted occult belief system. They are mingling with their twisted ideologies things that we are very attracted to, things that we like a lot, things that we not only comprehend, but we like, we desire, and we want more of. Do you understand the point right now? If everybody's following what I've just shared with you, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. That's why they use all the music videos, ladies and gentlemen. Look at it. Look at it. For instance, all right, before I go any further. For instance, let's go any further. You see this right here? Now, Beyonce is doing an occult hand symbol. She's doing the all-seeing eye hand symbol. It's very clear and distinct. And I'll show you in a few seconds how this hand symbol that Beyonce is doing was one that was invented by Anton LaVey, which is the founder of the Church of Satan. I will show you the founder of the Church of Satan in live video doing this very same hand symbol that Beyonce is doing. Now, for the average person, we'd say, no, that's that's bad. That's not good. That's horrible, right? But then when you have a woman like Beyonce, her cleavage is all out. She's showing all of her bosom and she's presenting herself like a harlot. People are like, you know what? I want more of that. I want more of that because she's attractive. I want more of that. Let me move the camera up because somebody over there is dying right now. You know, so they're saying, I want more of that. I want more of that. Why? Because they mix the ice cream with the filth. Are you understanding the point right now? Tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen if you get my point. They mix the ice cream with the filth. They mix the candy with the crazy. You understand the point at this point. So that's exactly what's going on, ladies and gentlemen. They're mixing the candy with the crazy. Yeah, we're gonna hit Drake and his thoughts from the 6 or whatever that is. So let's get back to this. We gotta move quickly, all right? Alice A. Bailey talks about a lot of this stuff in one of her books called Externalization of the Hierarchy. Don't read it, it's filth. Now, throughout her writings, Alice A. Bailey developed 10 strategies, 10 stratagem by which the leaders of our world could establish a one world government structure under which Lucifer would be acknowledged as sovereign. Here's strategy number one. Strategy number one. Okay, you guys got to move with me quickly on this, all right? Here we go. Push God out of schools. If people grow up without reference to God, then God will become irrelevant to day-to-day life. This has happened. In the last 50 years, God is irrelevant to most people. Now, let's be honest. Has God been pushed out of the schools, ladies and gentlemen? Has God been pushed out of the schools? Like, can you go to school and do a Bible study with your teacher? You know what I'm saying? Is God acceptable in the school? You know that strategy one has been accomplished. So let's move on to strategy number two. Strategy number two, break the traditional Judeo-Christian family concept. Break communication between parents and children so that parents can't pass on spiritual values to their children. Do this by pushing excessive child rights. Has this agenda been accomplished? Have they destroyed in Western society the Judeo-Christian family concept, which means a man and a woman come together to make a married couple and they have Billy and Jill and live happily ever after? No, that concept has been changed. That concept has been changed into Sam and Billy can get together, or Jane and Gina can get together. The whole Judeo-Christian family concept, and it's not Judeo-Christian, the biblical concept, God's ideal, God's original purpose for marriage is a union. It's not even original purpose. God's definition of marriage is a union between a man and a woman. That is the only union that God can constitute as a marriage. Nothing else in the sight of God is accepted on this. But ladies and gentlemen, this is what's going forward. Furthermore, are they pushing excessive child rights in society right now? The answer is yes. We're watching the fulfillment of strategy number two right before our eyes for the establishing of a new world order. Strategy number three, remove restrictions on sex. Sex is the biggest joy, and Christianity robs people of this. Not true. Christianity provides us with an institution in which you can enjoy this pleasure of sexual intercourse with another individual without having to worry about getting venereal diseases or having children out of wedlock. It's called marriage, ladies and gentlemen. The world's concept of enjoying sexual intercourse brings broken hearts, sadness, depression, and children that have no mothers and fathers, or children that have broken homes. That's what the world's concept is. Enjoy yourself for a minute, pay for the consequences the rest of your life. Remove restrictions on sex is the third agenda. Sex is the biggest joy. Christianity robs people of this. People must be free to enjoy it without restrictions. It's not just for married couples, it's for everybody. Ladies and gentlemen, is this agenda being promoted in our society right now? Let's be honest. Is an agenda being promoted in our society right now for everybody, and I mean everybody, that is aware of their genitals to engage in sexual intercourse? Am I telling the truth? Because I say those that are aware of their genitals, because sexual activity is being promoted to young people as young as 12, 10, 11. It's being promoted to young kids. I mean, I just saw, I remember just the other day seeing a little girl. A little clip of a little girl watching Nicki Minaj, and she's over there shaking her body around in ways that nobody should be shaking their body around. Strategy number three, successful. Strategy number four. And when I say a little girl, I'm talking about like a 6-year-old. Sex is the greatest expression of man's enjoyment of life. Man must be free to express sex in all its forms. Homosexuality, orgies, even bestiality is desirable, so long as no one gets harmed. Is that being promoted in our present society, ladies and gentlemen? That people should be able to enjoy homosexual intercourse. People should be able to enjoy orgies. People should even be able to enjoy intercourse with their pets. Fido should be able to get in on the action. Sylvester the cat should be able to get on in the action. Mr. Ed should be able to get in on the action. That's the type of filth that's being promoted in our society right now. Tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen if you know I'm talking the truth. Ladies and gentlemen, it's real. It's happening right now. Strategy number 4, successful. Listen, if you see that this information is going to be beneficial to somebody, because it is going to get deeper this evening. It's going to get deeper. All I'm trying to do is bring everybody up to speed that wasn't here with us earlier, okay? If you believe this is going to be beneficial to somebody, all you have to do is tap on the icon on the bottom right of the screen, scroll up, and just click on the share icon that's right under my profile name. Click on share, share with your followers on Twitter, share with your people here on Periscope, share with your people on Facebook. This is something that people need to know about. This is real. It's not a joke. This is not made up information. It is all factual, and you're going to see it becoming clearer and clearer and clearer before you as we continue to go through the information right now. So if you're new right now, this is something that you're going to want to share immediately, and I guarantee you, whoever you shared it with, they're going to contact you and tell you thank you. Strategy number 5. People must be free to abort unwanted children. If a man can have sex and live without the consequences, then the same should be true for a woman too. A woman must have the right to abort an unwanted child. So what are they really promoting here? They're saying that it's okay for women to abort children. In our present society, ladies and gentlemen, are they saying that it's okay for women to abort children? You know they're saying that. You know that they're saying that. Matter of fact, I shared with everybody earlier that even in Europe, they have a cream that that women can put on their arms, like to act as like to keep them from getting pregnant. I mean, just like crazy stuff is going on right now. Crazy stuff. Little girls are able to go, and it's just crazy stuff. All right. But the underpinning principle here is really not abortion. What is really being promoted here is promiscuity amongst women. It's saying, listen, the same way that men are able to run around and lie around with 10, 20, 50 different partners, and if they get somebody pregnant in the process, they don't have to worry about raising that child. They can run off and be an absentee dad and all this stuff and just continue to live their life frivolously and carelessly as they were previously before they got a woman pregnant. Well, women should be able to have that same type of leisure as well. Women should be able to have that same type of freedom as well. That's what they're saying. So they're saying if a woman wants to go out and be sexually promiscuous and then get pregnant in the process, well, she should be able to abort that child so she can continue to live her life if that's her decision. By the way, Rio, the feminist movement was ran by witches, and we can talk about that another time. The feminist movement was ran by witches, and that's a fact. Now, you answer this question, everybody. Is promiscuity amongst women being promoted right now? Is promiscuity amongst women being promoted right now as the thing of the hour? I showed you one picture last time to prove that I was telling the truth on that. I'll show you the same picture once again, or rather, I'll show you the same individual at least. Matter of fact, instead of showing you the individual, let's just show you the whole family. This is proof that promiscuity amongst women is being promoted in our society right now. The Kardashian family. You tell me which one of these individuals did something special for society. Look at this one. She's even here trying to be provocative and she's pregnant. Don't even have enough respect for the pregnant child in her womb to just sit on the sidelines for a while until she at least has the child and then gets back to her filth. Look at this. It doesn't even make any sense. But let's be honest. You don't know the Kardashians because they saved somebody's life. None of them have been to the moon, ladies and gentlemen. Neither have they discovered a star they didn't do anything. The only thing that these women have done, the only thing that really this woman has done, which brought the whole family into the public's eye view, is because she put out a sex tape. She put out a sex tape. She put out a sex tape, proving herself to be an ultra promiscuous, and now she is famous for it, and millions of women all around the world want to be like her. Strategy number 5, successful. Promiscuity amongst women, it's going down right now. Strategy number 6. These are the principles developed by Alice A. Bailey for the leaders of our world to establish a one world government structure. Every person develops soul bonds. So when a soul bond wears out, a person must be free to divorce. When one starts to grow, one must be free to get together with another person, even if they are married. So in other words, they're saying getting divorced is okay. By the way, in the Bible, we were told that people would take the marriage covenant very loosely. And that's exactly what's going on right now, ladies and gentlemen. Back in the times of the French Revolution, the marriage relationship was deduced into nothing more than a simple civil contract between any two individuals that could break loose from it any time that they wanted to. And guess what? That is the same place where the marriage union is now. It's nothing more than a civil union which people jump into and jump out of like they do a pair of underwear. Strategy number 6, successful. Strategy number 7. Strategy number 7, diffuse religious radicalism. Christianity says Jesus is the only way. Because Jesus is the only way. Because the Bible says in the book of John, chapter 14 and verse 6, Jesus said, I am the way. Genuine article. I am the way, the truth, and the life. No man cometh unto the Father but by me. I like what you just put on the screen, Artsy Ann, because that's exactly what Oprah Winfrey said. She said Jesus can't be the only way. He can't possibly be the only way. Not with millions, billions of people in the world. He can't be the only way. Yes, he can be the only way. And guess what? He is the only way. So they're saying diffuse religious radicalism and get rid of it. How? By A, silencing Christianity, and B, promoting other faiths, the creation of interfaith harmony. Are they trying to silence Christianity right now? Ladies and gentlemen, the society right now has taken up a full frontal assault on Christianity. Of course they're trying to silence Christianity right now. There's a full frontal attack going on Christianity right now. And that's what's going down, whether you like it or not. It's the situation that's before all of our faces. Are they trying to promote the creation of interfaith harmony? The ecumenical movement is in full swing. It's Pope Francis's first agenda on his plate. Strategy number 7, successful. Strategy number 8, let's go. Use media to influence mass opinion. Create mass opinion that is receptive to these values by using television, the film, the press, etc. Ladies and gentlemen, this is going on right now. All right? They are using mass media not simply to influence your opinion, but to create mass opinion in our world that is receptive to their filthy occult way of thinking. Do you understand that? It's just that simple, and we're going to see that clearly in the next few moments. But I wanted to go through these 10 stratagems for those of you that were not here earlier. That's why I'm doing a review from what was I put up earlier, Herd Bull. I'm doing a review for those people that are new in here so that everybody can be up to speed with one another, so that some of you are not before others. Everybody's going to walk together, lock and step. You understand what I'm trying to say? We walk together, we learn together, we grow together, we gain the victory together. That's what this is all about. So strategy number 8, successful. Let's get to strategy number 9. Debase arts in all its forms. Corrupt music, painting, poetry, and every expression of the heart. Make it obscene, immoral, and occultic. So they're saying all arts, whether it be music, whether it be media, everything, whatever art you can think of, make it occultic. So what they're going to be doing, Mason Hall, serious stuff. All right, serious stuff. So what they're doing right now, ladies and gentlemen, I'm going to have to restart this computer over here because I got all types of problems going on, but we're going to make it happen tonight. So you guys are going to be patient with me, but I got a lot of information to share with you. So basically what they're trying to do is this, all right? Follow me on this. What they're trying to do is this. Every sphere of art that you can think of, they've been introducing occult symbolism into it, all right? Whatever you think of. Whatever you can think of, they've been introducing occult symbolism into it. Now, I'm going to show that to you, all right? I'm going to show that to you, and I'm going to show how they've done it in one of the most popular clothing brands, all right? If you want to see this video for yourself, hold on a second, guys. Hold on a second. Tell you. Most amazing things start happening when you start showing stuff. Now you tell me how. You tell me how. I'm going to work on a couple of things over here, make sure everything is working. All right, here we go. I'm not going to show you from one of the most popular and expensive clothing brands how this is going down right now. You know, there's more than one way to skin a cat, as they say. So we're going to skin this cat in a different way right now. Here we go. Take a look. As I was on, released production entitled Leprovision. I was able on 2 occasions to take a tour inside of this Freemason temple. And I went twice because this is no ordinary run-of-the-mill Freemason lodge. It's the Masonic temple of the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry, which is the only rite of Freemasonry which confers upon its worthy initiates the highest degree of Freemasonry, which is the 33rd degree. Now, just to give you an idea of how unique this Freemason temple is, listen closely to what one of the female employees told me there as she gave me a tour.
So by another unanimous act of Congress was passed that allowed Pike's remains to be exhumed, and now he is also buried behind this bust.
So by unanimous act of Congress, the revered 33rd degree Freemason Albert Pike, the author of the book Morals and Dogma, which is revered as the Bible of Freemason ideology, had his remains exhumed, meaning they were dug up, and they are now buried behind this statue of his likeness inside of this Freemason temple. Now that was just to give you an idea of how unique this Freemason temple is. Now, listen closely to what this 32nd degree Freemason told me as he gave me a tour around the temple.
Right, and ordo ad chaos, order out of chaos. And ordo ad chaos, order out of chaos.
So notice, within this shrine is a stained glass window with the words Ordo ab Chaos, which means order out of chaos. And there is pictured a very distinct link design on this stained glass window, which is directly associated with the Freemason concept of chaos.
So the face of Medusa represents chaos and a lack of knowledge. You know, the snake is chaotic. And then she's surrounded by depictions of the four. The face of Medusa represents chaos and a lack of knowledge. You know, the snake is chaotic.
All right, let me pause this so that everybody can make it out, because I know there's a lot of comments coming up on the screen. So what the person that was sharing with me is that right there you can see on one of the chandeliers there, actually it's all of the chandeliers in the front hallway, you can see a picture of the face of Medusa right here, and then there's light around it. So Medusa's face is a symbol of chaos. Okay, so I wrote here on the screen so you can see it. According to Freemasons, the face of Medusa represents chaos and lack of knowledge. Okay, so the face of Medusa is a symbol of chaos or a lack of knowledge. Don't forget that. Watch this. So this very distinct chain link design, which is seen on the left, and the face of Medusa, which you can see pictured on the right, both of these are symbols used within Freemasonry to portray the occult concepts of chaos and a lack of knowledge. Okay, I'm going to take you back to that again for those of you that weren't able to see it. So you see this chain link design? I'm going to put my finger to it. You see that chain link design? Does everybody see that? If you see it, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. See that very distinct chain link design? It's supposed to symbolize chaos and a lack of knowledge to Freemasons. You can see the face of Medusa here. The face of Medusa is used as a symbol of chaos in Freemasonry as well. Okay, so both of these symbols are used in Freemasonry as a sign of chaos or a lack of knowledge. Now watch this. Concepts of chaos and a lack of knowledge. And both of these occult Freemason symbols have been compounded together to give you the logo for the very expensive celebrity-driven Versace clothing line. Do you see how the very same thing is used here? The same chain link. This is real. Somebody saying, come on, man, seriously. This is real. It's not a joke. It's the Medusa head. And matter of fact, I'll show you that Versace himself says that's where he got it from. For the people that says, come on, man, you're just making stuff up. Well, let's see what Versace, the originator of it, has to say, since you want to mock at it. You should hold your tongue if you don't know what you're talking about. So let's go forward. There the chain link is, and there the Medusa head is. Both of them symbolizing chaos. Now, watch what Versace said. We're going to see the words of Versace himself. These are Versace's words. Semblance to Versace's own portrayal of the mythical character. But it was deeper symbolism. It was the deeper symbolism of Medusa that compelled Versace to adopt the figure as the central image of the Versace logo. This is what he said. It was the deeper symbolism of Medusa that compelled Versace to adopt the figure as the central image of the Versace logo. Here's the next statement. Here it comes up on the screen, 1 second. I don't even think
whether they know it or not, the majority of the largest celebrities in our world
Here they
have
are
been
wearing
turned
it.
into billboards to display these occult symbols
Same
of chaos
links, same
and a lack
Medusa
of
head.
knowledge.
Same link, same
And to
Medusa head.
punctuate the significance of this symbolism, their music and their movies actually glamorize chaos, vanity, and ignorance. By the way, another word for chaos is confusion, and another word for confusion is Babylon. Do you think that's a coincidence? Listen, the Bible tells us in the book of Revelation chapter 14 and verse 8, and the second angel followed, saying, Babylon is fallen, that great city, because she hath made all nations drink of the wine of the wrath of her fornication. Then in Revelation chapter 18 and verse 4, concerning this great city Babylon, God himself says, come out of her, my people, that ye be not partakers of her sins, and that ye receive not her plagues. I'm warning you, it's time to wake up and stop following the tenets, the ideologies, the deceptions of Babylon, and to stand as one that has been made in the image of God before it's eternally too late. God is trying to deliver us from the myriad of deceptions which are blanketing our world, and the only way you can do this is if your life is hidden in the truth. And Jesus said in the book of John chapter 8 and verse 32, and ye shall know the truth, and the truth shall make you free. And as always, this is the Forerunner, and whether you like it or not,
we'll do that later. So, all right. So I've let you see a lot of that thus far, and what I've just showed you that video clip for, all right, was for the purpose. I got to switch this power charger over to this other computer, so just give me a second. But what I shared that video clip with you was to establish the fact. Somebody says a huge reach. Versace himself, as we just saw, said the reason why he used the Medusa head for his logo was because of the deeper symbolism associated with it. And the deeper symbolism associated with the Medusa face, the Medusa head, my friends, is the fact that it's a symbol of chaos and disorder. That's what it's a symbol of. Now, if you want to put your head in the sand and act like you didn't see what you wanted to see, then you can go watch Netflix and not be on Periscope and learn the truth right now. That's up to you. But if you want to know the truth will make you free so that you can make wise decisions and stop being a pawn of society and stop being the puppet of other men's intentions and start living your life like one that was designed by the living God so that you can reveal the character of divinity, because Jesus Christ died on the cross for your sins, not so that you could be pigeonholed into nonsense by men that are being governed by Satan, unfortunately, because they have not surrendered their lives to Jesus Christ, but so it was so that your mind could be developed to such an extent by the indwelling of the Spirit of God that you would not any longer have to live according to the lust of your flesh, but according to the will of God, so that you could inhabit eternity with holy beings throughout the ceaseless ages of eternity. So let's go on further with that. So I'm trying to get back to this right here. All right. I'm sorry I had to make the little segue, ladies and gentlemen, but I just got to keep everybody on point in here right now because I'm trying to help people understand. You guys come in here sometimes, have no idea what's going on because you're so stuck in what they've been pushing down your throats out there in the world that you don't have any understanding of the truth of many of the things that you were caught up in and think it's entertainment, it's just fun, it's not for kids, it's for everybody. It's foolishness, ladies and gentlemen. That's what you're caught up in. And it's not just foolishness, it's satanic. 100%. Listen, as surely as there's a God that reigns in the heavens, there's a fallen angel by the name of the devil. And he has minions that are moving with him that were casted out of the courts of heaven as well. And they are working antagonistically against the plan of redemption. Let's just go forward with this. All right, so I got to start up the other computer right now, which is started right now, so that I can get back to some of the other slides. You got to bear with me on this. But what I showed you just a second ago was just to help you see how strategy number 9 that Alice A. Bailey set in place for the which is to make all the arts occultic, obscene, make them immoral and all of this stuff. You can see it going on right now in some of the most popular clothing lines, such as Versace, which costs people, I mean, some of the purses and chains that these people purchase from Versace, it would take your whole year's paycheck. It would take your whole year's paycheck. And they got you striving for that. That is absolute nonsense. But they got you striving for it, though. Striving to give up your whole paycheck so that you could have Medusa on. So that you can be engulfed in confusion. So that you can be trapped up in Babylon. Revelation 14 and verse 8 is clear. Come out of her, my people. It's not the time to be caught up in Babylon. This is the time to come out of Babylon. Why? Because Babylon is getting ready to receive the payment for her sins. The plagues are coming, my friend. The plagues are coming. And for those who do not exit the precincts of Babylon, don't give up the false systems of worship, allow themselves to stay all entrapped up in the nonsensical practices that are taking hold of this world, you, my friend, are unnecessarily going to experience the punishment for your sins that Jesus Christ died for. That's why I say unnecessarily. Jesus Christ paid the penalty for your sins. You don't have to pay the penalty for your sins. Jesus Christ paid the penalty for your sins. All you need to do is confess your sins, turn away from them, and accept the salvation that's been made available to you through the sacrifice that was made on Calvary's cross, and receive the power of the Spirit of God, which gives you the ability, ladies and gentlemen, excuse me, I don't even say gives you the ability. Receive the abiding presence of the Spirit of God so that God can rule in your life, so that you will and do those things which are pleasing in the sight of God. It's not you who will do it. It will be Christ living in you that will do that good work. Okay, so I need to move forward. You know, I have to talk a little bit here as I'm moving forward because, like I told you a second ago, the computer went down. I had to switch the powers, but I had to switch the power up. But I'm getting the keynote back up for you guys. So just give me 10, well, maybe more than 10 seconds. Probably. Actually, it's ready now. So here we go. It's about ready, at least I see. All right, so it's ready. So I'm going to show you. We're going to move forward with the clips. All right, take a look. This strategy number 10. Strategy number 10. Got to move with this guy. Everybody with me right now? Tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen if you're with me on this. Strategy number 10. Here we go. Get the church to endorse every one of these 9 strategies. Get the church to accept these principles and say they're okay. Then legal ground is given for these values to get a foothold. Ladies and gentlemen, is that going on right now? Is the church actually embracing homosexuality, which the Bible declares to be a sin? Is the church actually saying, you know what, it's okay for women to have abortions and kill children? Is it, tell me which person to block. Is it, I mean, is the church endorsing many of these principles? Is the church actually going along with the world's playbook and saying, okay, we can redefine what the true concept of marriage is? The answer is yes, ladies and gentlemen. The church has bought into the nonsense. Now, the next slide that I'm getting ready to share with you guys is the way that subliminal messaging works on the human mind. All right? I don't do anything. I'm glad that you're in here. I want you to see something. You're going to learn something right now. Check this out. So let's say you're watching television with your wife. As I said before earlier, you shouldn't be like that with any man or any woman like that unless they're your spouse. So you're watching television with your wife. And as you're watching television, a curious symbol comes up. Let's say it's the all-seeing eye. The subconscious sees it, it stores it, and it associates with that symbol whatever information or message was being conveyed to you at that time. So let's say the message was money is security because that was a banking commercial. You continue to watch television, and let's say the symbol pops up again. The subconscious sees it, it stores it, and it associates with that symbol whatever message was being conveyed to you at the time in which the symbol was actually presented to you. Let's say in that case the message was disobey God. You continue to watch television, and as you're watching, symbol pops up again. The subconscious sees it, identifies it, stores it, and associates with that symbol whatever message was being conveyed to you at that time. That was a sexually charged scene. So we'll say that the message was sex. That symbol now, ladies and gentlemen, acts as an anchor for the subliminal messaging. That symbol now acts as an anchor for the subliminal messaging. Put on the screen anchor for me, guys. I know somebody's got an emoji, an anchor emoji. Somebody throw up the anchor emoji for me as I'm going through this, so I can throw some good subliminals for you guys. All right. That symbol actually acts as an anchor for the subliminal messaging. So, and of course, you know what an anchor is. There you go, great gold. You know what an anchor is. It's something to keep another object fixed in place. So what is this symbol keeping fixed in place? It's to keep those messages fixed in your mind. Okay? For instance, so let's say this is the mind of an individual that is not rooted and grounded in Christ, not governed by the Spirit of God. The law of the Lord is not reigning in the mind of this individual. So when this individual sees that symbol, which is the anchor for the subliminal messaging, the subliminal messages that they've been seeing and listening, that they've been visualizing in society and ingesting through the videos, the media that they've been watching, the video games they've been playing, just been getting these subliminal messages anchored into their brain by these symbols. When this unprotected mind, when I say unprotected, I'm talking about the mind that is not surrendered to Jesus Christ. You're not protected just because you know some Bible scriptures. Bible scriptures don't protect you. The mind that knows Bible scriptures and surrenders the heart to Jesus Christ so that those Bible scriptures are a living reality in your life, that's the mind that's protected. Put the hearts on the screen if you got what I just said. I want to get this for the people that think, oh, if I memorize some Bible scriptures, I'm okay. No. Memorizing Bible scriptures doesn't, for instance, just because I have a gun and bullets doesn't make me a marksman. You understand what I just say? Just because you have a gun and some bullets doesn't make you a master marksman. Just because you have some scriptures memorized doesn't mean that you're skilled with the sword, the word of God. The one who is skilled with the sword, the word of God, is the one whom through the guidance of the Spirit of God practices the truth in their daily life. That is the person. That is the workman that needeth not be ashamed, who rightly divides the word of truth. That is the person that is no longer a newborn babe that needs the milk of the word of God, but that is the person that is prepared for the meat of the word of God, the person that walks in the truth. So this is the unprotected mind, the mind that is not rooted and grounded in the truth, the mind that is not governed by the Spirit of God. When this mind, ladies and gentlemen, comes in contact with the anchor, comes in contact with the symbol, that's a person's subconscious, boom, it says, oh, I know what that symbol means. That symbol means have sex, disobey God, money is security. Every time that mind sees that symbol, every time that person sees that symbol, these messages will jump into the mind. I give these messages just as an example of messages that can be associated with an anchor. And the more and more you see the symbol, what's happening is a breaking down of your belief system, the moral fiber that you were fitted with by your parents, and you're getting fitted up with a new system of morality, a new system of immorality that is ripe for the reception of the mark of the beast, ladies and gentlemen. Do you hear what I just said? Tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. Tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen if you get the point. And by the way, Satan stole this system of education from Jesus Christ. Somebody says, Satan did what? Satan stole this system of education from Jesus Christ. Somebody says, how did Satan steal this system of education from Jesus Christ? For those of you in here that are familiar with the Bible, have you heard of the different parables that are found in the Bible, like the sower sowing seed, or the shepherd and the sheep, or the vine and the branches. Have you ever heard of those things? Why do you think Jesus used those types of things to teach the principles of the kingdom of heaven? Sowers and seeds, sheep and shepherd, vines and branches. The reason was because those things were common sights. People saw sowers sowing seed. People saw shepherds with their sheep. It wasn't just for simplification. It was because these were things that wheat and tares, exactly. These were things that people saw in their common surroundings on a very frequent basis. And it was his desire that when they saw those examples that he gave them, the messages that he connected with them, the messages that he associated with them would be recalled to their minds, and they would remember the truths that he was seeking to share with them so that they would be born again into new creatures. And it was his desire, ladies and gentlemen, that one day he would say, you know what? Exactly. It's like referencing. You know what? I'm surrendering my mind to that. That's the way the parables worked, and that's the way that these subliminal messages work, and that's the way that the devil is trying to work it. Let me show you something that I showed to everybody earlier. For those of you that, you saw this example that I did earlier, don't mess it up for everybody else, all right? That's new. Let the new people answer on this one, guys, okay? Let the new people answer on this one, all right? For those of you that saw this example I gave earlier, just let the new people answer on this one. Here we go. All right, tell me right now, what is this shaped like, ladies and gentlemen? Tell me, what is this shaped like? Now, all the people that were in here earlier, you see exactly what I'm showing you, right? And I did it different to these guys. See that? Notice that most people are saying a stop sign. That's why some people are laughing. Most people are saying a stop sign. Ladies and gentlemen, it's an octagon. It's an octagon. It's 8-sided figure. It's an octagon. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It's an 8-sided figure. It's an octagon. But the reason why you're saying, oh, it's shaped like a stop sign is because we have been conditioned in society to look at octagons and say, oh, an octagon, that's the shape of a stop sign. You've been so conditioned to see an octagon as a stop sign that the first thing that you see when you see an octagon is not an octagon, but a stop sign. Do you understand the way that the conditioning works? I didn't even show it as red. I just showed a black outline. At least you could have said, oh, that looks like an octagon. You see the point? Everybody, and now everybody that was in here earlier, they're laughing because at least I showed them a red octagon and they were like, oh, it's a stop sign. It's a stop sign. I made it red. But then I just proved it to you even further that that's the way our minds get conditioned by not even showing you the red color. I just put a shape of an octagon there and it was still the same outcome. Only some people said an octagon and then other people wrongly said a hexagon. We need to get up on our shapes. It's okay. I know it's been a while. Since we did our shapes, ladies and gentlemen, but I guarantee you, if I showed you an octagon shape, I'm pretty sure you would have put it in the right hole. Anyway. You see what I'm trying to share with you right now. Everybody's been able to see the point. It's very serious and it's real. All right? And what I want everybody to understand is this. This is not a man-made agenda. This is a supernatural agenda. The Bible told us in 1 Timothy chapter 4 and verse 1, now the Spirit speaketh expressly that in the latter times, the last days, some shall depart from the faith, giving heed to seducing spirits and the doctrines of devils. The devil is the one that is behind this agenda. The devil, ladies and gentlemen, is influencing the mind of men and women to act as his agents. And these people that are being used by the devil as his agents, they're not necessarily individuals that have said, I will hail Satan, I love Satan. It's not necessarily people that have cut their wrists and say, I'm signing a contract, or they've offered a blood sacrifice to Satan. No. The Bible makes it very clear in the book of Romans chapter 6 and verse 16. Know ye not that to whom ye yield yourselves servants to obey, his servants ye are to whom ye obey, whether of sin unto death or obedience unto righteousness. Point being is this: if you don't make a conscious decision to surrender your life to the service of Jesus Christ, you automatically become by default a servant of Satan. Period. This is biblical teaching. That's what this is, Isaac Manuvela. Somebody tell me, wait a second. Can somebody tell me right now, did I teach you anything that's not biblical right now? Can somebody tell me right now, did I teach a denomination to you, or have I been teaching you Bible? Have I been teaching you Bible and showing you facts? So please, don't anybody come here and ask me, am I teaching Seventh-day Adventist teaching? I'm teaching biblical teaching. And if that biblical teaching is in harmony with the Seventh-day Adventist church, then you might need to find yourself in one the next Sabbath day when it comes around. It's on the 7th day, by the way, not the first day. And by the way, I'm not trying to be smart when I'm saying that. I'm just kind of moving really quick with this. All right? But let's just keep on going. So here's the point. Here's the point. These individuals, my friend, are people that have not surrendered themselves to the service of Jesus Christ. Therefore, they automatically become puppets of Satan, and he makes them use their time, their talents, their influences, their resources to influence the general populace, the masses, you and myself, to try to lead us to either directly or indirectly pay homage to Satan. That's the way that it works, my friends. Period. End of story. So let's move forward. Now we're getting into the nitty-gritty here. Okay? This symbol, which we know is on the back of our $1 bills, this is the all-seeing eye. By the way, if you look on the back of the $1 bill, you'll know that it says Novus Ordo Seclorum right there in that seal. Novus Ordo Seclorum. Sorry, Isaac Manuvli, don't take it personal. I apologize if I went in too hard, all right, my brother? I'm glad that you're here. Novus Ordo Seclorum, okay? Novus Ordo Seclorum. And what Novus Ordo Seclorum, hello, how you doing, Chloe? What Novus Ordo Seclorum means is a new order of the ages or a new world order. A new order of the ages or a new world order. Now you put that together with the all-seeing eye over here, and you have Lucifer's new order of the ages, or Lucifer's new age order, or Lucifer's new world order. That's what you have when you put it all together. Okay? The all-seeing eye is a symbol which is used in the occult to represent Lucifer. Glad that everybody's in here. Glad for the new people that are coming in. Now listen up. Love your company in here. This right here, which is a very, very popular hand sign, right? How many rockers you've seen doing this? Rap stars doing this. Politicians doing this. Everybody that tries to be like they're cool doing this. Okay, I'm going to let you guys get it out of your system because I know everybody wants to put up the horned hand emoji right now. So go ahead, get it out your system. Go ahead, put up the horned hand emoji for everybody that knows that they have an emoji on their keyboard. Go ahead, get it out your system. Get it out your system. You got it out your system yet? Okay, so there you go. You got it out your system now. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, this means the horned hand, the Mani Cornudo. It is a symbol that represents the devil, Satan, the goat, or Baphomet in the occult. This is not something that I'm making up. It is 100% factual. Here is an actual picture from a worship service in the Church of Satan, ladies and gentlemen. You can see it right there with your own eyes. And notice the worshipers are throwing up the Mani Cornudo to the pentagram. They're throwing up the Mani Cornudo to the pentagram, which brings us back to what I was sharing with you guys earlier, which is over here. This is Uber's new logo. Uber's new logo. Does it look interesting to you guys? Now, they tried to say that, oh, it's a broken atom. It's a broken atom. They changed their logo, but let me show you something that's in the logo. This is Uber. You know Uber, the travel service. Take a look at this. Look at this. Every other line you will see the pentagram on. Here it is. I made it clear now. This is the right side, up star, but then you come down and you have the pentagram. Look at it. The two points going upward, two to the side, one going down. Right side up, pentagram again. See the pentagrams? Pentagrams, I put the Baphomets in there for effect so that you could see it. Right side up, pentagram right there. Pentagram right there. That doesn't look like a broken atom. And I showed everybody an atom before. I showed everybody an atom in the last broadcast. That's no atom, all right? Let's keep it going. This is Baphomet, ladies and gentlemen. That's the same Baphomet that we were just looking at just a second ago. Baphomet is an androgynous creature. By the way, the whole LGBT transgender movement that's going on right now in the United States of America and across Europe, my friends, it is the Baphomet agenda. The destruction, the purposeful seeking of destroying gender distinction within society. The purposeful attempt to destroy gender distinction in society. If you notice Baphomet, he looks like a male creature, but clearly he has some female appendages right here. So he's supposed to be androgynous. This is a symbol of Satan. And most of you out here that are in the United States of America and you've watched any news in the last year, you'll remember how the Church of Satan had constructed like a $50,000 statue of Baphomet, if that little. And they wanted that statue of Baphomet set up in front of one of our courthouses. Does anybody remember what state they wanted to put that statue of Baphomet in front of, where they had the little boy and the little girl playing with the statue of Baphomet? It was in Michigan, right? So they wanted to put it in front of the Michigan courthouse, one in Detroit as well. So this is not something I'm making up. All you have to do is look in the news. They tell you this is their symbol of Satan. It's there. And for those of you out there, you've seen this symbol used a lot. The OK hand sign. Okay. Okay. Everybody says, oh, there's nothing wrong with this. It's the OK hand sign. How many of you out there have seen a lot of famous people using this a lot in recent days, the OK hand sign? Have you seen this used a lot in recent days? If you've seen it used a lot in recent days, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. And you're like, how can this be 666? I'm going to show you how this symbolizes 666. Are you ready? Here's 666. Here it goes. 6, 6, 6. Did you see that? Let's go again. 6, 6, 6. One more time for those that are new. Here it goes again. 6, that's the first 6. 6, number 2. 6. Ladies and gentlemen, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen if you saw it. It's right there. The so-called OK hand sign. It's actually the 666 hand sign. Walt Disney's signature as well. That's right, 666. Walt Disney was a matter of fact, for those of you that want to know a little bit about Walt Disney, let me pause and tell you a little. This is going to be interesting to you guys. So when I was at the Freemason Hall in Washington, D.C., the Scottish Rite Order of Freemasonry, and I went in there, they actually have this one order. They actually have two clubs, so to say, or organizations that are like starting points for young children to be a part of Freemasonry. They're called, one of them is called the Order of Demolay, the Order of Demolay. And Walt Disney was actually to be a part of the Order of Demolay, which is a boys group that actually is like a prep organization to bring young boys into Freemasonry. And Walt Disney was a part of the Order of Demolay. No wonder why in Disney cartoons and Disney productions there is so much Freemason symbolism, because he is seeking to indoctrinate children with Freemason ideologies the same way that he was indoctrinated with Freemason ideologies when he was a child. This is a fact. Walt Disney, Order of Demolay. Real stuff. All right, let me go to put you guys onto that. All right, let's get back into the stuff now. So here's a Delta Faucets commercial. We talked about this earlier. Brother, I guarantee if you continue to watch this, the Lord's going to take all that high off of you. Or my friend, the Lord's going to take all that high off you, sober you up, and get your mind right. So just keep on watching. Stay in the conversation.
Uses a diamond coating to prevent leaks for up to 5 million uses. It's one more reason Delta is more than just...
Now look at this little kid, ladies and gentlemen. They have the little kid throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign in the commercial. It's right there. It's clear as day. You can see it with your own eyes. Now you tell me, this little kid knew what he was doing? Of course he didn't know what he was doing. Somebody told him to do that. It's right there. I'm not making this stuff up. Don't you think I went and shot this video a couple of seconds ago and then put it up here? Let's keep going. This is the Zelda video game. The Zelda video game. What do you see clearly right there in the background? That's the all-seeing eye. Here we go. The broken sword. Shadow of the Templars. It's for the Wii gaming system. What's right there clearly in the background? It's the all-seeing eye. But notice what's on that book that he's holding in his hand. Somebody tell me, what's on the book that he's holding in his hand? Can anybody tell what's on the book that he's holding in his hand? This is a video game for children that are 12 and over. What's on the book he's holding in his hand? It's the Baphomet. It's the Baphomet. Come on. This is for kids. Let's keep on go. La Noire, which means the night, courtesy of Jules Jr. Thank you. So there we go. La Noire, here we go. Video game for another gaming system. Take a look at this. See if you see anything interesting. Yeah, we're going to pull up Call of Duty on this in a second too. There it is. This is in the game. This is in the video games. This isn't a joke. There's no jokes about what you're looking at right now. There's a clear-cut agenda that's going on right now to put this symbol before the masses, to anchor something in our brains, ladies and gentlemen, that I can assure you Jesus doesn't want there. Let's keep going. Here we have John Cena of WWF Wrestling. What is he throwing up? The double 666 hand sign. Oh, now your eyes are opening? Can you see now? Can you see now? Okay, I like my friend that said stop gassing. Keep watching. Tom and Jerry. Let's see if we're gassing.
Well, from the looks of things, sir, I'd say they are here to audition for the remaining slot in the fabulous super race.
Is this some kind of a joke? A pussycat and a mouse? This show is about crazy stunts and people putting their lives at risk for a big fat prize. It's not a nature documentary. Irving, call security and have these...
Sir, it's... This always gives me the creeps, sir.
He's the president of Hollywood. He's supposed to give you the creeps.
Greetings, your tinseliness, imperious leader of Hollywood.
He's the president.
Now, who are they saying is the president of Hollywood? They're saying the devil is the president of Hollywood. And this is for children, ladies and gentlemen. That's what I'm telling you guys. Definitely go ahead, click on the icon on the bottom right of your screen and share this. Share this with somebody else. Click on the bottom right of your screen, scroll up, click on this share icon right under my name, and share on Twitter, share on Facebook, share on Periscope with your followers. Invite somebody else to come in here and see this, because a lot of people are deceived on this issue. Their children are getting messed up. They're getting messed up. The whole home is actually getting messed up, and the whole family is getting drunken with the wine of Babylon. That is going to be the main reason why so many people in this crisis hour will fall at the second coming of Jesus Christ. Let's keep it going. Kids Next Door. And Pac was right on that. Exactly, Leo. See, you changed your screen picture, brother. Now, what are they doing? Notice that. What is he doing right there? What is he throwing up? Is that not the horned hand? Is that not the Manny Cornudo? If you see it, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen. If you see it, say yes. Do you not see him throwing up the horned hand? Is it not right there? Is it there? It's clearly there. Let's keep it going. Nickelodeon. This is an advertisement for Nickelodeon, the kids network. Now, as we stated last time, ladies and gentlemen, these people spend tens of thousands of hundreds of thousands of dollars. No, that was in the peace sign, girl ATD. That was the horned hand. You know the horned hand? The horned hand, the Manny Cornudo. That's what they were throwing up. Now they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on these types of advertisements to publicize their well, I'm not going to get into the peace sign right now. Let me just stay on course. All right, they spend hundreds of thousands of dollars to promote their network. You think these guys are just going to spend hundreds of thousands of dollars on something with the all-seeing eye, on something with eyes, on something with the lightning bolt that is disguised as an arrow? if they're not trying to promote something, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, really, when you were a kid, was the most attractive thing to you an eye inside of a pyramid? When you saw an eye inside of a pyramid, was that the defining factor on the Barbie doll that you wanted to pick up? And you're like, I like this Barbie doll, but I'm getting this one because she has the eye inside of the pyramid. I'm watching, this cartoon is cool, but I'm watching this one because it has the eye inside of the pyramid. Listen, wherever the eyes are, that's where I want to go. I mean, when you were a kid, did you think like that? Evidently no. Do you think kids think like that right now? Like, Mom, I really want that. When's the last time your kid came to you and said, I really want that? And you said to them, why do you want that? Because of the eyes. The eyes are the coolest. They're the best. When's the last time you had a kid come to you and say that? When's the last time your child said that to you mothers? When's the last time your child said that to you fathers? I really need that because of the eyes, Dad. I gotta have the eyes. You see my point right now. So it's evident these eyes are not here because eyes are particularly attractive to children. The eyes are there, ladies and gentlemen, because they are promoting the agenda that we've been discussing. And as I said to the group earlier, I say it again. The only reason that I mock the way that I'm mocking is that I'm making it very clear and distinct in your mind. The other line of reasoning is not rational. So the only thing that is rational about them using this all-seeing eye is that they're trying to promote an agenda, because clearly kids don't have some type of special affinity to eyes. Let's be clear on this. Okay? Gravity Falls. Gravity Falls. Somebody says all entertainment, folks. Yeah, it's all entertainment. Have mercy. Have mercy. Disney stuff. What do you see here? This guy right here got on a Shriner's hat. Right away, to become a Shriner, you have to be a 33rd degree Freemason. They have a talking all-seeing eye in the cartoon. On the kid's shield is an all-seeing eye. They have all-seeing eyes all over this cartoon, Gravity Falls. Disney. But we already told you about Walt Disney, so it shouldn't be surprising. Yu-Gi-Oh! We talked about Yu-Gi-Oh! Earlier. All-seeing eyes around the neck. I'm not even going to get too deep into that one right now. Exactly, Aeolus. It is witchcraft repackaged. It's the externalization process. They're taking their concepts, they're breaking it down, and they're making it desirable and digestible to you so that you want more of it. And as we said earlier, no talking vegetables as well.
Doesn't matter.
Listen to this.
Monster and Christmas is ruined.
Don't say that, Billy.
But I just did.
Billy, you are what Christmas is all about.
So is Santa Steve's a vampire? Can I have the sleigh?
Billy, you're the only one who's ever offered me any help. You're the only one who's ever showed me any goodwill.
Do we have pie?
You will always have a special place in my heart and in the New World Order.
Ghoulish isn't our vampire, Mrs. C.
Maybe you can ask Santa what he saw before he was bitten.
Right. Retrace his steps. Maybe pull a couple of his teeth for DNA samples.
Mandy, I'm getting presents in the New World Order. Mrs. Claus said so.
Goodwill.
Now, what does a New World Order have to do with Christmas? What does a New World Order have to do with Christmas? Answer, nothing. There's nothing. Christmas has nothing to do with the New World Order, but now think about this. The first reference point that many children now are going to have to connect to the New World Order is going to be this cartoon in which they heard them say, I'm going to get Christmas presents in the New World Order. So, how many kids like Christmas? Like every kid likes Christmas. Christmas usually means, associated in the mind of a child, Christmas is a time of happiness, warm feelings, happy feelings, comfortable feelings, excited feelings. Therefore, as that same child that was programmed through filth like this grows up, and then they hear the concept of a New World Order being presented to them, their first reference point for a New World Order, being this cartoon, will come back to their minds, and they'll be like, oh, New World Order, that sounds like a good thing. That sounds like a good thing. I think we should go for that. This is the way that they're pushing their agenda. Okay, Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer, thanks. Somebody says it's not that deep. It's okay. It's not that deep to you because you're swimming in shallow waters. It's wake up season. Here we go. So Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer. Now, when you look at Dora the Explorer, you see anything interesting here? What's interesting here in Dora the Explorer, guys? Tell me what you see. Come on. What do you see here? Somebody tell me what you see. Yeah, we know about the Trilateral Commission and all that, but I'm trying to keep it real basic and real clear, and I'm trying to keep it real practical. I'm trying to keep it on what you see on a daily basis in your homes. Okay, you see the pyramid. What do you see on top of this pyramid? What do you see on top of this pyramid over here? Because that's not really a pentagram. That's really a star. I wouldn't say that's a pentagram. What do you see over here, though? On top of this pyramid, what do you see? Lightning bolt. Now, somebody says, okay, now you're really digging. You're really digging. Dora the Explorer doesn't have anything bad in Dora the Explorer. Nothing bad in Dora the Explorer. Dora the Explorer just takes children on trips around the world and teaches them good things. What's Dora the Explorer doing here, right here? Dora the Explorer is doing the all-seeing eye hand sign. Tap on the screen if Dora's doing the satanic hand sign. Brothers and sisters, ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. That's what I was telling to the group earlier. The devil knows that there are two schools of individuals out there, people that could really care less and people that are conscientious. There's parents out here that could care less what their children are watching on TV, just as long as their children are occupied with TV so they can go smoke their cigarettes, drink, eat, or do whatever they want to do. But then there are such things as conscientious parents, parents that really care about their children, parents that really care what their children are doing, what's going into their children's minds, how their children are growing up. And these parents actually take the time to screen what their children are viewing. And if they think, oh, there's killing in that, like Mercy Child 80. Mercy Child 80, when she looks at television program for her children, Mercy Child 80 says, okay, there's killing in that. No, that one can't watch it. Oh, no, that looks a little bit too sexual. No, you can't watch that. Oh, I'm sorry to use you, Mercy Child 80, but, you know, I just got it. You put it on the screen. You put yourself there, so let me just talk about it. But don't worry, I'm not putting you on Jump Street. You can tell me if I'm a liar, if I'm saying something wrong. But, you know, so Mercy Child 80 looks at the television and she says, okay, no, no, that you can't watch that. It's not, it doesn't look good. No, that's not good. It's not teaching right principles. But then you'll come to something like Dora the Explorer and say, you'll look at it kind of sideways. You'll be like, I'm not really for the talking monkey, but he's not too crazy with it. He's not doing too bad. And I'm not really for the talking star, but it's not too bad. It's not hurting anybody. She is teaching nice things. She's taking children around the world. Just that's history. That's truth. Okay, the child can watch that. Even though some things I saw are kind of a little bit questionable, I don't think it's questionable to their destruction and damnation. Am I kind of right? Isn't that kind of the thought process that you go through when you look at the type of programming for your children? Am I right, Mercy Child 80? Be honest with me. Be honest, because everybody, the Lord is watching. Isn't that kind of the thought process that you go through when you're kind of screening programming for your child? Mercy Child 80, we're waiting for you to respond before we can go forward. Everything hinges on you right now. Okay, good. So she agreed with me. And so a person like Mercy Child 80, after she's gone through this type of thought process and screening the program for her film, she feels comfortable now to leave the child in front of the program for the next 30 minutes or 28 point something minutes, because that's really how long the program lasts for, while she goes and takes care of a few things that she needs to do. In the meantime, when she leaves the screen, that's when Satan starts pulling out all the stops and has Dora the Explorer start throwing the all-seeing eye hand sign. Are you getting what I'm trying to say, everybody? He slips in the filth through the back door. He makes it look good, but he knows he's going to slip it in as soon as you're not watching. That's the way it goes, everybody. That's the way it goes. I'm just speaking truth over here with you guys. That's it. Let's keep going. Okay, SpongeBob SquarePants. I don't think we need SpongeBob SquarePants. I think everybody here knows. Sun777. I see you, Jamal. Come on, SpongeBob SquarePants. You already know what's going on with SquarePants, because the relationship from the beginning was questionable. Tap on the screen. You already know. I don't even need to talk about this one. Okay, Bob Dylan. For those of you out there that don't know who Bob Dylan is, Bob Dylan was a very famous rock star in his day. He still does music to this day. He was on a Billboard magazine not too long ago, actually. Latter portion of 2015, he had Billboard cover once again. And this was one of the logos that he used. The eye with sun rays coming out of it and a crown on top of it. This symbolizes Lucifer, the light bearer, is king. Lucifer, the light bearer, is king. Now, if you don't believe that that's what Bob Dylan is symbolizing by this logo, then all you have to do is listen to a short clip from an interview that he did with 60 Minutes, in which he declares with his own mouth that he made a deal with Satan to become popular. Straight off. Now, you know what? For the sake of those that are naysayers, I'm going to take you right to the Bob Dylan clip, like I did to others earlier today, and show you that what I'm saying is not a lie. That Bob Dylan himself declares that he made, and we're talking about Bob Dylan. This is a very successful man in the music industry, very popular. All right. Now, of course, not in our age as popular anymore, but he's still doing music, still making a lot of money off of doing music. And he's going to tell why he still does music. Here it is. Take a look.
Out here doing these songs, you know, you're still on tour.
I do, but I don't take it for granted.
Why do you still do it? Why are you still out here?
Well, it goes back to the destiny thing. I mean, I made a bargain with it, you know, a long time ago, and I'm holding up my hand.
What was your bargain?
To get where I am now.
Should I ask who you made the bargain with?
with you know, with the chief commander.
On this earth?
And this earth, and then in the world we can't see.
Bob Dylan has been
Somebody said, please tell me this is a joke. Where's the joke? Did you all hear? Did you all hear what Bob Dylan just said? He says the reason why he continues to make music is because he's keeping up his end of the bargain. And he said, what bargain is that? He said, the bargain to get where I am now. He says, can you tell me who you made the bargain with? He said, with the chief commander. He said, the chief commander of this world? He said, the chief commander of this world and the world you can't see. This is real. This is not a joke. There's no jokes here. There's no punchline, no snare drums. This is it. This is for real. Oh, now all of a sudden, everything wants to stop working. That's all right. We'll make it work again, guys. You know the devil's working. For somebody over there that understands what it means to pray, please pray. Because all of a sudden, when things stop working, you know exactly why things stop working. Because somebody is learning something that they need to learn so that you can make a right decision. Yeah, I'm getting all types of messages right now. So let's just see if we can shut it down and make it work. But we'll get it going again. So let me talk to you. Let me talk to you in the... Ladies and gentlemen, this is not a joke. There's no jokes about what we're seeing going on here. This is real. There are individuals right now in existence that have made a decision to enter into league with Satan so that they can gain fame and wealth. And they are using their influence to lead people to accept principles that are 100% satanic. No joke. And you just heard Bob Dylan lay it down with his own lips. I didn't say it. He said it. And as I'm finished, guess what? It's all working again. So the Lord wanted me to say a word. So let's keep on going. All right, let's get to the next clip that I wanted to share with you guys anyway. Next clip. Let me show you this clip before we go there so that you can have this reference. So remember, I showed you this logo from Bob Dylan. Now you know that what I told you before is true. This is Bob Dylan's logo. What did he mean by the logo? Lucifer, the light bearer, is king. Lucifer, the light bearer, is king. Now, take a look at this. Mickey Mouse. What's that on the bottom of Goofy's skateboard? It's the same thing as Bob Dylan's logo. The eye with the sun rays with a crown. The eye with the sun rays with the crown. Lucifer, the light bearer, is king. Lucifer, the light bearer, is king. This is real. Now, if that's not enough for you, listen to this.
shape of the nut on Goofy's skateboard. This one, the triangle shape.
Now you tell me, when have you ever seen a triangle nut on a skateboard? Anybody in here tell me, when have you ever in your life seen a triangle nut on a skateboard? Oh yeah, we have triangle nuts on our skateboards. Never, ever. It's an agenda. Listen, it's clear as day what's going on here. Look at this. It's clear. And exactly as somebody said, even though I'm not going to co-sign your language, this is for children. Why? Because the Bible said, train up a child in the way he should go, and when he is old, he will not depart from it. Now that principle, ladies and gentlemen, can work for the good or work for the bad. If you train a child in righteousness and truth, when they grow old, they will hold on to the principles of righteousness and truth. But if you train a child in lawlessness and immorality, they will grow up to be lawless, immoral individuals, and the devil is seeking to use media to create mass opinion amongst children that are immoral and that are harmonious with occult teachings and practices. That is the movement that's going on right now. Let's go forward. Arthur, remember Arthur the cuddly aardvark? Arthur the cuddly aardvark. Yes, Arthur. Yes, Arthur. If you think I'm going to making jokes, watch. What's that on the shelf right there? Somebody says, come on. That is the all-seeing eye right there on the shelf. But if that's not enough for you, watch this one. Watch closely. Now, how many little girls do you know that have all-seeing eyes over their beds? How many little girls do you know that have all-seeing eyes over their beds, ladies and gentlemen? It's right there. And people are surprised. You know why people are surprised? Because they didn't know. And when you don't know something, you're surprised when you find it out. Especially, it's like you were eating something all of your life and then somebody tells you, hey, by the way, do you know they put rat feces in that? And you're like, what? That was my favorite. You mean I was eating rat feces for all of my life? You mean I eat rat feces every day? That's my favorite food. Of course you're going to be shocked, because what was your favorite food you came to find out contains rat feces. By the way, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you that like chocolate bars, you do know that they allow a certain amount of insect parts and rat feces into your chocolate bars. That's a fact. That's because I was on the topic. I had to put that out there to you. So remember that the next time you pick up your milk chocolate bar. They allow a certain amount of insect parts and rat feces into your chocolate bar. I would just suggest that you leave it alone. I'm just trying to tell you it's the truth. I'm sorry, I just had to put that in there. I had to just tell you the truth. Since we brought up the topic, why not talk about it? It's real. Ladies and gentlemen, somebody just put it on the screen. I'm trying to tell you, this is why you need to share this information. All you have to do is click on the number counter on the bottom right of your screen to share this scope with somebody right now. Click on the number counter on the bottom right of your screen. Scroll up a little bit. You'll see a share icon. It's a little square with an arrow. It's right under my profile name. Click on share. You can share this scope with somebody on Twitter. You can share this scope with somebody on Facebook. You can share this scope with your followers here on Periscope, on whatever. Just you can click on it 3 times and share on Twitter, Periscope, and Facebook. You can share as many times as you want to let people know that this is important and they need to check it out immediately. This is serious information. A lot of people don't know this stuff. And they need to wake up. Why? Because if you don't know the truth, you can't make wise decisions. All right, let's just back up off the chocolate. I know I'm the one that introduced the issue, but I just wanted to give you a little bit of information on something that just happened to be on our radar. So let's keep moving. This is Aleister Crowley. Ever heard of Aleister Crowley before? Aleister Crowley is probably the most known Satanist of our time. Aleister Crowley is probably the most known Satanist of our time. Aleister Crowley's mother called him the Beast. She was calling him the Beast of Revelation chapter 13. She thought he was the most evil person. Aleister Crowley came up with the one great law of Satan. This is the one great law of Satan that Aleister Crowley came up with under the inspiration of the devil. Do what thou wilt, for this shall be the whole of the law. That is the one great law of Satan that Aleister Crowley came up with. Do what thou wilt, for this shall be the whole of the law. Now, here's your friend Jay-Z. What does Jay-Z have written on his sweatshirt right there, ladies and gentlemen? We're not making this stuff up. And let's just be very clear. Jay-Z has on his shirt, do what thou wilt. But he doesn't just have do what thou wilt on his shirt. For those of you that are not familiar with the English language, what are those around the phrase do what thou wilt? What are those two things here at the beginning and the end? What do you call those? What do you call those things right there? Quotation marks. When you have quotation marks at the beginning and an end of a statement, that means that that sentence is actually a quote from somebody. Who is that shirt quoting? Who was that shirt quoting, everybody? Exactly. Not Alice Bailey. Aleister Crowley. Because Aleister Crowley is the one that made the quote. Do what thou wilt, for this shall be the whole of the law. The shirt is making a direct reference to the quote of Aleister Crowley. That's what quotation marks are for. That's what we're supposed to pay attention in school. So when we see things like this, we'll just say, oh, anybody can put do what thou wilt on its shirt. It doesn't mean that it has anything to do with Aleister Crowley. Yeah, it would probably not mean that it did it. It would probably mean that it had nothing to do with Aleister Crowley if there were no quotation marks there. But guess what? There are quotation marks there, which means this is a quotation from the person that coined the phrase, and you already know who it is. Let's keep moving. Let's keep it. Listen, I'm going to put it down as clearly as possible.
I feel like
Jay-Z right now. Listen to Jay-Z.
You know, in my time, modern day Sinatra, so, I'm trying to live up to that, I get possessed by the spirits. I get possessed by the spirits. I get possessed by the spirits.
Now this is Jay-Z. He said, I get possessed by the spirits. He said, I get possessed. I didn't make this up. Yes, I definitely rewinded it 3 times so that you could hear what he said clearly. But he said, I get possessed by the spirits. And you know I can't do a Jay-Z impression. He said, I get possessed by the spirits. So think about this. Jay-Z gets possessed by the spirits. He jumps in the booth. He drops 16 on you. Then you listen to him. And what happens? You go and cray. Why? Because you got possessed by the spirits too. Ladies and this is not a joke. Listen, sometimes you'll hear me say certain things. You'll hear me say certain things. And you'll be like, oh man, Forerunner's making jokes. I'm not making jokes. I'm mocking what's going on. But I'm telling you the truth. You know why? Because truth, I'm telling you the truth right now. Let's keep it moving. Now, you want to see something with the do what thou wilt? Watch this. Now, this is that same cartoon, Bill and Mandy. We're going to have to wrap this up for tonight soon. I have some other stuff I'll show you later, but we're going to have to wrap it up soon. This is that cartoon, Bill and Mandy. For those of you that used to watch Bill and Mandy, okay, somebody said not Bill and Mandy, so I know you're new in here right now. So remember when you watched Bill and Mandy, those of you that watched Bill and Mandy, remember at the beginning of Bill and Mandy, every time at the beginning, before the cartoon really began, after they had that opening intro, they would have one of the characters come up on the screen and say something to you. How many of you guys that watched Bill and Mandy remember that? Like they would have one of the characters come up on the screen and then say something to you before the program actually began. Do you remember that? Okay, you remember that? Now, watch what Mandy says. Okay, watch this. Now, I'm talking to the people that know about the cartoon. If you don't know about it, praise the Lord. Keep it moving. Watch what the cartoon character says.
Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
She said, do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. Do what thou wilt. She gives the one great law of Satan at the very beginning of the cartoon. You're going to tell me this? Now, who in here is going to tell me that's I'm giving you a conspiracy theory right now. Somebody said replay? I'll give you a replay. Here it goes. No, I'm giving you a replay. You asked for it, you get it. Replay. Rewind. Here it goes. Yeah, the zombie's hands do use the devil horns. You got it. You saw it. Here it goes. Watch.
Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law.
You heard it. Listen, you heard it yourself. Do what thou wilt shall be the whole of the law. That is the one great law of Satan. Cannot tell me that what I'm sharing with you is some conspiracy theory. Yeah, I'm sharing with you a conspiracy, a factual conspiracy to pollute the minds of your children, to pollute the minds of the masses, period, in general. But this ain't no theory, because you have facts. We already dealt with Bob Dylan. Let's deal with this all-seeing eye hand sign right here. Nicki Minaj over the left eye. Listen, hold on a second. I think we got to stop for tonight. Stop for tonight. What time is it? I had a long night, you guys. What time is it? Somebody put the time on it. What time is it right now? What time is it right now? What time is it right now? Yeah, I think we pulled a long time. Somebody say, no, keep it going. You want me to keep going? All right, I'll keep going. You know what? I'm going to keep going. Because you guys are saying no. I want somebody to know the truth for the salvation. So let's keep it going then. I'm going to keep going. Let's go. Let's go. All right, Family Guy. Family Guy. Here it is, Family Guy. I'm running it back from the beginning. Family Guy. See anything interesting? Pay close attention. Watch it in slow motion. I put it in slow motion. You can see it. See something interesting? See what's on the shelf over there? Boom. Notice they have the all-seeing eye right there on the shelf. Right on the book. Now, obviously, they wanted you to see it, but they didn't want you to see it. You get what I'm saying when I say that? That they wanted you to see it, but they didn't want you to see it. They slipped it in there. Now, I want you to see the subliminal message that they associate with this symbol. Watch this. Listen closely.
Whoops.
I'm sorry.
I don't think you want this book. It's all about atheism.
Oh, I know. I'm an atheist.
Really? So am I.
It's all yours. I feel bad taking the last copy.
Well, there's one way to settle this. If there is a God, send another copy. Well, I guess that's our answer.
What are they doing? They're connecting atheism and the rejection of the existence of God with the all-seeing eye. And, of course, they're promoting another principle. What is it? This is a dog hitting on a woman. They're promoting bestiality, everybody. And you say, oh, it's just cartoon characters. Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, friends, listen to me. Listen to me. They use comedy to always change social perception. They use comedy to change social perception. Let's keep going. All right, this is an advertisement that came out from Bearshare and MTV, the world's richest rock stars. Notice that they're formed into a pyramid. Notice they're formed into a pyramid. World's richest rock stars formed into a pyramid. And notice in the middle, you have the eye. And all of this like lightning, electric around them. At the bottom of, I have to check out Mr. Pickles. At the bottom of this poster, this is what they have. The all-seeing eye shooting up this lightning bolt. So basically they're saying that the success that the world's richest stars have achieved is because of the power derived from the all-seeing eye. I'm crazy about the truth. You better believe that. Let's keep it going. Okay, let's keep going. Let's keep going here. I'll give you a block out. All right. This was from the movie Green Lantern. What do you see on the back of this hard drive they were passing? The all-seeing eye. This was from the old television program that they had out for a while. It might be out still. I have no idea. It's called 90210. Notice in the background they had the all-seeing eye right there. On the board, on the chalkboard, they had the words "Trust the visual." Yeah, the reboot of it, exactly. Trust the visual. And they make no mention of it. Get the point. They're saying trust the visual. Trust the visual. This is real. World of Warcraft, popular RPG game, I think it is, on game consoles, video, computers. Look at it on the back of the characters, the all-seeing eye. Yes, that's why you need to stop playing World of Warcraft. Those of you here saying, "Oh no, give it up." My Little Pony. Okay, this one's crazy. This one's a little bit disturbing. My Little Pony. Now look at that. Hold on a second. Now you see this? What's on the back? Do you not see it? Let me ask you a question. Is the owl that's on the back of this book of magic that this cartoon dragon has in its hand, is this owl exactly the same as this owl? If you think these owls are the same, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen, and say yes, or say yes. Do you think these owls look exactly the same, ladies and gentlemen? Because to me, they look exactly the same, except for the color. But beyond that, they look exactly the same. What do you guys say? I guess there's a burst of hearts that are coming through because my whole thing froze up. So I'm just going to wait for it to not freeze again, guys. So if you can hear me and everything is going in real time for you, that's good. But right now it's frozen on my side. So I'm waiting for your comments to begin rolling again and for your hearts to calm down or something, because my phone about broke over here a second ago. Okay. I'm just waiting for it to unfreeze. So I'll just talk about it. It's clear that this owl and this owl are one and the same. Exactly the same. No doubt about it. Watch this. Watch this. Ah, so sorry, Kiwi Straw. I blocked somebody I didn't want to block. I'm so sorry about that. I got to unblock her after this and send her a sorry. All right. That's right. Somebody mentioned it. It's the same thing from the Bohemian Grove. Let me show it because everything is out of order in this right now. For one reason or another, it's all out of order. I'll show you though. I'll pull up the picture from the Bohemian Grove so that you can see that that owl that's being used right there, it is the same owl that's used as a logo for the Bohemian Grove. And for some reason, I'm telling you, everything that could go wrong and crazy has gone wrong and crazy with this this presentation. But that's okay though. If I could pull it up, I would pull it up. Maybe the next time that I touch on this, because I definitely have a couple other things that I need to touch on with this issue. But that owl is the same owl that's used for the Bohemian Grove, which is an elite men's club. I'll just get back to that. The Bohemian Grove is an elite men's club that some of the world's most important and influential figures are a part of. You're talking about the Clintons, the Bushes, the Blairs of our world, the Obamas. And when they come together once a year, they come together at the Bohemian Grove and they actually offer a mock human sacrifice to a huge statue, a huge owl statue of Moloch. It is real. And I will show you a picture of it the next time we come together so that you can see it. And yeah, they do nakedness as well. I'm not making that up. You know what? I wish I could. And you know what? Let me see if I could pull this up on the internet. Hold on a second, guys. You know what? This computer right here is what it is. I'm going to just show you next time. That's all I have to do. I'm not making this stuff up. It's real. Matter of fact, you don't even have to wait for me to show you. Just look up the Bohemian Grove Club and you'll be able to find some images for yourself. This is the video game Modern Warfare 2. Obviously, they have several other editions of it. But look at it right here. There you have the pyramid with the all-seeing eye right there on top of it. Bohemian, that's right, you have it spelled correctly. All right. Now you have Jay-Z throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign. All right, same thing that we saw Anton LaVey, the founder of the Church and Satan, put up. You have the all-seeing eye right in the gameplay of modern warfare. Okay. Assassin's Creed, ladies and gentlemen, another popular game on the video game consoles. You can't even start the game without passing over. You can't even start the game without passing over the all-seeing eye twice. And only the Lord knows what's written on the ground there. Ladies and gentlemen, if you think this information is important, that other people need to see this, and you're not scared to let people know that you actually believe that everything that's being fed to you in this world is not good for you, then tap on the icon on the bottom right of your screen, scroll up a little bit, and share it with somebody else. Swipe, invite somebody else in here. Invite somebody else in here. Share this on Twitter. Share this on Facebook. Share this on Periscope. Share with your Periscope followers. Just share it. All you have to do is use your finger to share. It's that simple. Share on all your platforms. Oh, I'm glad Kiwi Berry was able to get back in. Sorry about that, Kiwi Berry. It was I think Kiwi Berry is back in. If I put you out before, I hope that's her that got back in. I just want to let you know I'm sorry for blocking you. That was an accident. It's okay. Sorry about that. That was an accident. All right. Let me keep on going. Jonas Brothers. Look at this. This is supposed to be the Christian boy band, right? What does he have right there on the bottom of his shirt? Yep. You just asked Junk AG and you're about to see it. I'm about to show you some stuff in sports. You're right on point. You asked the question right on point. You came in at the right time. I'm about to show you some stuff in sports in like 2 seconds. This is on the Jonas Brothers boys band. What's on the bottom of his shirt? Aleister Crowley right there. Aleister Crowley right there on the supposed Christian boy band shirt, guy. All real, guys. Anton LaVey, founder of the Church of Satan. Here he is throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign. I'm not making this stuff up. This is not a joke. This is no conspiracy theory. This is hard, cold, factual truth. Okay, here's Warren Buffett throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign. If you don't know who Warren Buffett is, he's one of the world's most wealthy individuals. He's a multi-billionaire. Here's his book, Warren Buffett's Management Secrets. Here he clearly has the all-seeing eye on the front of his book. Warren Buffett hanging out with Jay-Z. This is ridiculous. Katy Perry, all-seeing eye in the all-seeing eye. So they say. Yeah. I've definitely, it will be on the Forerunner Chronicles. I've definitely done it already for the Forerunner Chronicles, but we can surely put it up again. What are your references? What are my references concerning what? You just pose the question to me again. Because I've definitely, before, if you got in here late, then you didn't get the opportunity to see all of the static proof that I shared earlier in black and white that came from individuals that are prominent players, not just prominent players, but leading figures in the New Age movement and what they had to say about the occult agenda. And now we're just actually looking at how these things are being played out in society. So when you come in late, that means you've come in missing information. Here Rihanna is right now. Where do I get my info from? I get my info from reading books. I get my info from people that have actually been in these, have been in these secret societies, that have been in the occult. I get my information from my own personal experiences in the entertainment business, as a former story writer for movies, as a former member of the Writers Guild of America. That's where I get my information from. So you have Rihanna here. Her dancers are forming the eye, and she's making the pupil. I mean, it's right there. Rihanna again. What does she have on her shirt? The all-seeing eye. In its most original form, as you would see it in Egypt. Adam Weishaupt, she has a temporary tattoo of Adam Weishaupt on her arm. Are you religious at all? I'm a Christian. I believe in all the commandments of God that they still stand today. I'm a Seventh-day Adventist. Adam Weishaupt. Adam Weishaupt. Here it is. Adam Weishaupt. Adam Weishaupt was the founder of the Bavarian Illuminati, founded in 1776. Adam Weishaupt actually was a former Jesuit. They say a former Jesuit, ladies and gentlemen, but truly I believe that Adam Weishaupt never stopped being a Jesuit. Urban Outfitters used to be big. Notice on their clothing they have the all-seeing eye and the crescent moon. Usain Bolt. Now we're going to start getting into some sports stuff. Man, somebody just sent me a really interesting image via text message. I wish I could show it to you guys right now in connection with this. Somebody's like, no, not Usain Bolt. He's doing up the 666 hand sign. Now you're like, come on, you're going too far. I'm telling you, every time I show Usain Bolt, Jamaicans halfway die. People ready to pull out machetes on me. I'm half Jamaican myself. My father's from Jamaica. My wife's from Jamaica. I understand your pain. I understand your pain, but stop serving men. All right? Stop serving men. This has nothing to do with men, ladies and gentlemen. The Bible tells us, put not thy trust in princes, neither in the Son of Man, in whom there is no help. Why? His breath goeth forth, he returneth to his earth, and in that very day his thoughts perish. Don't put your trust in men. All right? Don't put your trust in men. And if you don't think he knows anything about this, then check this out. Keep your eyes on his hands. What's that on his hand? It's the Freemason compass and square. Why? Because Usain Bolt is a Freemason. Psh. Usain Bolt is a Freemason. End of story. Because you don't sport the compass and square unless you're a Mason. End of story. Wake up, people. Yeah, so he does more than run fast. Matter of fact, maybe he got some assistance in running fast. Maybe he got some supernatural assistance in running fast. When's the last time you've seen somebody that tall run that fast anyway? I'm just saying. LeBron James. LeBron. Watch what he does. Boom. 2, 3. What did LeBron James just do? What was that all about? Hold on a second. Let's do that in slow motion. Let's get that in slow motion. Oh, wait. Let's run that back. Let's run that back. Slow motion, Jamont. What was that all about? Wait a second. Let's run it all over again. We'll run it again. This is no ruse. No jokes. This is all real. And we have footage of LeBron James doing this not once, not twice, not 3 times. One, 2, 3. What did he just do? What was that he just did? Let's see it in slow motion. Watch closely. 1, 2, 3. Ah, there it goes. Now let's freeze frame it. First hand sign. First hand sign that LeBron James did is called the rising of the moon, the rise of Lucifer. Second hand sign he did, the all-seeing eye hand sign, the pyramid. Third hand sign LeBron did. Oh, come on, let's get back to his third hand sign. He did the 666 hand sign. You guys saw it. Let me just throw it up. 2. And let's see. Little Wayne. Here you have Little Wayne. He has a right side up cross. And he has an inverted cross with the all-seeing eye in the middle. An inverted cross in the occult means the denunciation of Jesus Christ, the rejection of Jesus Christ. Yeah, it is insane. You're right. And they're trying to push this deception on us. I'm not making this stuff up. Of course I know what a Freemason is. Do you know what a Freemason is? And here LeBron James was doing the 666 hand sign. It's all here.
Kobe Bryant.
Listen to Kobe.
Let's talk for a second about a guy who fascinates me, and I'm sure you as well, Phil Jackson, Coach. He is sort of legendary for having these odd ways to motivate the team. I've interviewed him. You get this very mystical, sort of vibe from him. And I was talking to Derek Fisher, your teammate, and he said, I don't know if it's true, that Phil Jackson lights up branches of sage and walks around with like a burning sage branch to spread the fumes around the locker room. Is that true, first of all?
Well, first of all, we don't know if it's actually sage.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Knowing Phil...
This explains his vibe.
Yeah, I mean, but fortunately for us, none of us have had to take a piss test afterwards. so, I'm not really sure what it is.
Right, tested positive for sage. You're banned from the league.
But, no, he has all these things that he does that he believes in and tries to make sure the energy around the team stays positive. Yeah,
now,
so he'll do a lot of stuff.
Now listen to what Kobe said. First of all, they used to call Phil Jackson the Buddha. Why? Because they knew he was a very spiritual man. Okay? They said that he would always do all these weird things to try to make sure the energy around the team would stay positive. One of the weird things that Phil Jackson used to do, besides making, I'm not even going to go into that. One of the weird things that Phil Jackson used to do was to take branches of sage and burn them in the locker room and spread the fumes around the locker room. You got it, Idil Muse. You got it. You got it. You got it. That is exactly what's for. I actually remember I had done an interview with a woman that was a high priestess in Wicca. When I heard Kobe Bryant make this statement, I said, man, that sounds like Wicca. For those of you that don't know what Wicca is, I'm not telling you that playing basketball is bad. I'm trying to tell you what's going on in sports. It's like me telling you, I'm not telling you that wearing clothing is bad, that they have all-seeing eyes on clothing. I'm not telling you that the $1 bill is bad, but the all-seeing eyes on the back of the $1 bill. I'm trying to make you aware of an agenda, and I'm trying to make you aware of the fact that many things that are being promoted to you as entertainment are actually being promoted to you for the purpose, my friend, of actually molding your mind and facilitating you with a belief system that is in harmony with the desires of the heart of Satan. And therefore, with this knowledge, you can prayerfully make right decisions. That's what I'm trying to tell you right now. So many times when we start dealing with this information, people start saying, well, you telling me this is evil? Well, you telling me that is evil? Let me ask you the question. Are you seeing evil things going on right now? Are you seeing anything evil right now? Well, if you see something evil, if I put a little bit of doo-doo in your food, do you want to eat it anymore? That's my question. I mean, it's a good plate of food. I just cooked it. It's a nice plate of food. I just put a little bit of doo-doo in it. Do you want it now? Do you really want it? It's just a little bit of doo-doo. It's not a lot of doo-doo. It's just a little bit of doo-doo. Do you want it now? Let's get back to Phil Jackson. All right? I'm just telling you. Let's get back to Phil Jackson. So Phil Jackson, all right? And somebody says the business side. It's not even just the business side. It's a part of the industries. It's not just the business side, because the business side runs the industries, and that's something that most of the people don't get. Ladies and gentlemen, listen, all right? I wish I just had the time to really exhaust this topic as much as I could, but I'm going to exhaust myself, and I just came from speaking a couple hours at church, and I did a 2-hour scope earlier today. The industry is based off of this stuff. Listen, I'm not making this stuff up. I can't even tell you. Hold on a second. Let me. For those of you out here that think this is a game, now right now I'm in Indianapolis. I'm staying at a person's house right now, and doing some meetings out here. I can't tell you guys. I have been contacted by more than 1, 2, or 3 people that are in the entertainment industry, that when they've seen these things that I'm sharing with you guys right now, they have come to me and they said to me things like, I don't know how you know what you know, but you know what you know. You're telling the truth. I'm talking about rappers. I'm talking about actors. Listen, you want to see something? Go on YouTube right now and watch Angus Jones's testimony. All right, on my YouTube channel. All right, Angus Jones was the most popular, was the highest paid young actor in Hollywood. You know, on the television program 2.5 Men. How many of you here know the television program 2.5 Men? You know the show with Charlie Sheen was in, right? And the half a man was Angus Jones, the young kid in the program. Okay, well, he and I did an interview together. You can see it. You can see it on YouTube. Look what he has to say about the entertainment industry. Look what he has to say about television. Look what he has to say about his own program. Okay? Yes, go ahead. These guys think this is a joke. Check out the Forerunner Chronicles on YouTube. Somebody put the Forerunner Chronicles up so that they can go check this out. Please put it up on the screen for these people. No, I don't even mess with Professor Griff. All right? Somebody put the Forerunner Chronicles up on the screen for these people that are not familiar with it. You need to go check it out. I did a video not too long ago concerning, I brought up some issues concerning D'Angelo and etc. Shortly after me doing this video with D'Angelo, etc., one of D'Angelo's background singers, which was with him singing on Saturday Night Live, sends me a message via Facebook, and he was like, listen, man, keep on putting the message out that you're putting out there, because everything that you said is true, and guess what? You haven't even said the half. But because D'Angelo's like my brother, I'm not going to put him out there like that. But keep on telling the truth that you're telling right now. And thank you for putting that truth out there, because I made a decision to step away from the industry. And this has strengthened me and helped me to realize once again in my mind that I made the right decision. I can go on and on and on with this. I'm not making this stuff up. This stuff is real. That's the music industry I'm talking about, D'Angelo. We're talking about the music industry. We're talking about the movie industry. We're talking about the media industry, period. And I'm not talking about people that are trying to get into the industry. I'm talking about people that are in the industry. And forget about it. I'm not making it up. The video's on YouTube. You can see the videos for yourself. So let's get back to Phil Jackson. Everybody in here, forgive me for those of you that have been in here for a while. You know why I'm talking the way I'm talking, so forgive me. All right, forgive me. Look at this, guys. So Kobe Bryant says Phil Jackson would do all these weird things, and one of them would be he would light branches of sage on fire and then spread the fumes around the locker room. Spread the fumes around the locker room. Why? For the purpose of making sure the energy around the team stays positive. What I'm showing you right now is a clip from the official website of Wiccans. Wiccans is modern day witchcraft. They're going to tell you what they use sage for. Sage smudge wands. Cleanse away negative energy with sage smudge sticks and supplies. Every Wiccan, which is a witch or a wizard, should have sage sticks in their ritual supply. And sage sticks are nothing more than branches of sage that they burn. Traditionally, sage is used to smudge cleanse divination tools, the tools you use to cast spells, the ritual area, the area where you're going to cast spells at, the altar, the place where you might cast spells on, the ritual participants, the people that are going to be a part of casting the spells, or the people that are going to get spells casted on them. Ladies and gentlemen, when Phil Jackson was running around the locker room, spreading the fumes from that sage, he was trying to get rid, he was either simply just trying to get rid of the negative energy, or he was actually doing it in preparation of casting more spells. The man was a wizard, or should I say is a wizard. No wonder that Phil Jackson has more championship titles than any other coach in the history of the NBA. Now you can laugh. Somebody says, what if this is all innocent? Yeah, because before we start basketball games, everybody carries around some branches of sage to burn. Because everybody carries around branches of sage to burn. I mean, it's just a normal thing. Like what, you didn't burn branches of sage last night? couple of minutes ago before you started watching this scope. I know somebody right now is just burning some sage branches right now because that's just the natural thing to do. We all like to burn branches of sage. Don't you keep extra sage around to burn? Of course it's not normal. There's nothing innocent about it. There's an objective behind it. Let's just, unnatural behavior is unnatural behavior. Let's just be strict here, okay? It's not natural to be throwing around eyes. It's not natural to be burning sage. All right? Let's just be clear on this. That would make him a warlock, a male witch. Who do I need to block? Just tell me the names. All right, let's keep this moving. Madonna, if you didn't know Madonna had some problems, then God help. Okay, I see I need to block. Let's keep it going. Miley Cyrus. Miley Cyrus, here she is throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign. Madonna is definitely, Madonna is deep into the spiritualism. She's into the Kabbalah, which is Jewish witchcraft. That's what the Kabbalah is, straight off. No doubt about that. Poor Miley Cyrus, you see her throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign. Let me just move past this guy. He's irrelevant at this time. Keisha throwing up, of course you all know who Keisha is. Keisha throwing up the Manny Cornudo right now. Here you have Johnny Depp and Leonardo DiCaprio, both Oscar winners. Well, at least Leonardo DiCaprio is. I think Johnny Depp is as well. Both of them throwing up the 666 hand sign over their eyes. Doesn't make a difference if he's trash or not. That's not the point. We're not asking about your music preferences. We're talking about the occult agenda being pushed by media. That's what we're talking about. Beyonce, between the legs there, you see the Manny Cornudo. She's throwing up the horned hands. Yeah, I'm sure there's Christians that burn sage, and I have no reason. So-called Christians that burn sage. Here you have in Thor, the all-seeing eye. Britney Spears throwing the horned hand. Alicia Keys throwing the horned hand twice right here. Here you have Gwen Stefani throwing the horned hands up. Bruno Mars, 666 hand sign. Alicia Keys throwing the horned hand on the side of her head, inconspicuously. Taylor Swift throwing the horned hand and the black and white dress. Kid Cudi. Tyra Banks throwing the 666 hand sign over the left eye. Notice the shirt. That's not just some wild symbol. It's actually the eye. It's very clear. It's right there, guys. Here it is. Katy Perry. Horned hands. If you don't know what I'm talking about, it's because you got in here late for the scope. So the best thing to do is listen and learn. You have the upside down cross. The inverted cross is a symbol of the rejection of Jesus Christ. I'm trying to show you guys where you see this stuff all over throughout, not just the music industry, but you're seeing it in the video games. You're seeing it in the cartoons. You're seeing it in almost every form of media that is being pushed out into society right now. So for those of you that are just coming in, who's the dude I need to be blocking? Tell me the dude's name so I can block it. So for all of you people that are coming in here and you think that I'm just talking about hip-hop music, we're talking about media in general, period. Here we have Ashton Kutcher. What is he? He's a Freemason. Here he is with a Freemason hat on. Okay, Sin City. Couldn't get it. I'm just going to keep on going for now. Beyonce. Every performance here. Every performance here with it. Here we go. So Drake sings all-seeing eye, my eyes seen it all. And what does he have on his shirt while he's singing it? The all-seeing eyes on his shirt. You can't see it right now because unfortunately the screen is too bright. But he has the all-seeing eye on his shirt here while he's singing the lyrics. All-seeing eye, my eyes seen it all. Yeah, Simon Crowell is also a Freemason as well. Drake throwing up the all-seeing eye hand sign. Daft Punk, all-seeing eye hand sign. See, this has nothing just to do with Freemasonry, with hip-hop. Azalea Banks has every manner of occult symbol in this video right here. It's just ridiculous. Matter of fact, it's so bad she actually has a Wiccan amulet in her video. In the background, you see that symbol? This is actually a symbol. This is a Wiccan amulet. It's directly connected to witchcraft 100%. 100%. This stuff is crazy. Big Sean, all-seeing eye sign right here. Kevin Spacey from House of Cards, all 666 hand sign over the left eye. Zoe Saldana, the all-seeing eye hand sign. Selena Gomez, all-seeing eye hand sign. Alicia Keys is doing the all-seeing eye hand sign. 666 hand sign over the left eye in the Gap advertisement. Here Beyonce is doing the all-seeing eye hand sign. Here Rita Ora, this one is interesting. Here Rita Ora is, check this out. Clearly around her neck, there it is. Let me make it clear so you can see it. You see that right there, guys? You see that right there in the cowboy necktie she has on, the all-seeing eye, and for the pupil there's a pyramid. You see that, right? If you can see that, tap on the screen, put hearts on the screen, or say yes. Now watch this. It's an eye with the pyramid inside of the pupil. I mean, well, with a pyramid for a pupil. Notice what the words are on her shirt. Made me. You get it? The all-seeing eye made me. The all-seeing eye made me. That's what's going on right now. Evidently, you guys are putting hearts up on the screen. I have to tell you guys, I have to stop telling you guys to put hearts on the screen, because every time I tell you to put hearts on the screen, you flood the screen with hearts, and then it freezes on my end. But look at it. All-seeing eye made me. I mean, that's what's going on here. Have the opportunity to rest. So here you have Kanye West. Obviously, you need not talk about that again. Here Kevin Spacey is again doing another Illuminati, doing another occult hand sign. Kendrick Lamar, Channing Tatum, Pharrell Williams. This is crazy. Katy Perry, Willow Smith, Eminem, Justin Bieber, Michael Jack, Pharrell Williams, Nicki Minaj. Now you tell me, is something wrong with everybody's eyes? Everybody got something wrong with their eyes. Everybody got punched in the eye. That's why everybody's holding their eye, because everybody got punched in the eye. It just so happens that everybody has something wrong with their eyes. So everybody's got to hold their eyes, because something's wrong with everybody's eyes. This is real. That's what's going on right now. This is real. All right, last slide for tonight, guys. I'm going to get past T-Pen. I got to get to my last slide for tonight, guys. It's been long. I got one more slide I'm going to show you. Listen, if you guys want other people to really see this right now, and I will definitely get into this more at another time, but if you want other people to see it, all you have to do is tap on the counter link at the bottom, the counter icon or whatever it is at the bottom right of the screen, and then scroll up and click on share. And you can share, the share is the little square icon with the arrow pointing up. Share, and share this on Twitter, share this on Facebook, share this on Periscope. Just share. That's all you have to do. Okay, here it is. Click on the icon bottom right of your screen, scroll up, share, or swipe from left to right. Scroll, share. That's it. If you don't want to share, you don't have to share. Here you go, Pharrell Williams right here. 666 hand sign. I'm not at home. Tyler the Creator, 666 hand sign. Victoria's Secret, 666 hand sign. Beyonce, 666 hand sign. With the pyramid in the middle. This is real. Guys, put this out there right now. All you have to do is share and invite. It's just that clear. Just click on the bottom link on the right hand of your screen, scroll up, click on the share icon, which is the square and the arrow going out of it. Click on share. Share with Periscope, share on Facebook, share on Twitter. There's people out there that need to know this. This is real. It's right. She's doing the 6. You can say anything. You can laugh. You can joke all you want. But guess what? She's doing the hand sign whether you like it or not. And you say, oh, this is a joke. There's nothing serious about this. Lil Wayne doing the double 666 hand sign with the pyramid in the middle. You know who else is doing it? Oprah Winfrey's doing the double 666 hand sign. Oprah Winfrey is probably the most influential spiritualist of our time. You can laugh at Oprah. But Oprah was responsible for leading millions of people out of Christianity into spiritualism. That's real. That's real, 100% real. Because when she told people she came out of Christianity and started accepting the principles of spiritualism, Oprah Winfrey, through her book club, started leading all types of Christians out of Christianity. Oprah's more than deep into it. Oprah is like the heart of it right now for the black community especially. That's fact. Justin Bieber throwing it up. Guess who else is throwing it up? Ladies and gentlemen, this is Pope John Paul II. Notice that Pope John Paul II is putting up the double 666 hand sign. Now, people laugh when you look at this, but this is the most important clip out of every one that I've shared with you. Because this Pope, my friends, okay, the Pope, according to the book of Daniel chapter 7, which symbolizes him as the little horn, Daniel chapter 8, which symbolizes him as the little horn, Revelation chapter 13, that deals with him within the symbolism of the first beast of Revelation chapter 13, and the man of sin of 2 Thessalonians chapter 2, beginning at verse 3. Ladies and gentlemen, the Pope of Rome is the Antichrist of Bible prophecy. This man's not trying to get a music contract. He's not trying to get signed with Sony Records. This man doesn't have anything to do with Hollywood. He's not trying to get a space within... He's not trying to be, he wasn't trying to be a huge figure within pop culture. He had nothing to do, ladies and gentlemen, with any of those things. He, according to the Bible, is a representative of Satan on earth, letting us know beyond a shadow of doubt that this is a satanic hand symbol, end of story. Period. See, and when you throw up the 666 hand sign like this, of course, I know something about Muslims. Of course, I know that, and I saw my Muslim friends in here already saying Dajjal, because when you see the all-seeing eye, it takes you to Dajjal, the history of Dajjal, but I'm not going to get into Dajjal and the Antichrist right now. But I'm trying to share with you is that when you throw up the double 666 hand sign like this, it doesn't just mean, yeah, Dajjal, most definite. When you throw up the double 666 hand sign like this, it doesn't just mean 666, but it means Lucifer's vision is coming into fruition. In other words, Lucifer's vision is becoming a reality. And this Pope was one of the most effective popes in bringing about what was called the ecumenical movement, ladies and gentlemen. This is what's going down right now. It's going down right now. Done. 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 I'm done. Oh, for my reggae lovers out there, Vibes Cartel. Look at what he has on his hand. He's a Freemason. Look at what Vibes Cartel had to say in his song. Now I gotta put this in. This is for the reggae lovers, because some of y'all think it's all bless up. Listen to this.
We reach 33 degrees of Masonry, heights of evil. We reach 33 degrees of Masonry, heights of evil.
He said, I reached the 33rd degree of Masonry, the heights of evil. Every phase of media, why? Because we are seeing... You want me to play it again? All right, here it goes. Listen. I'm sorry, I turned off the sound, so you're not going to hear anything. Hold on a second. All right, listen. Sorry. Got to go back. Listen close. What's going on here?
We reach 33 degrees of Masonry, heights of evil. We reach 33 degrees of Masonry, heights of evil. 3 o'clock.
Okay, that's enough of that. He said, I don't need to repeat it. You heard what he said. He said, I've reached the 33rd degree of Masonry, the heights of evil. It's right there. He said it in patois. It's there. It's right there. It's on record. It's not in makeup. It's clear. It's not. He wasn't trying to hide it. It wasn't some backward masking anything. He says it straight up at the beginning of the song. Yeah, he says that in his song at the beginning of the song. Straight off. This was an advertisement for MTV. Now watch this. Obviously, it's an all-seeing guy. There's no doubt about it. But watch how quickly it's moving. You see how quickly it's moving, right? Okay, so it's spinning around. It's flipping around. It's doing all types of crazy things. Okay, when you freeze frame it, then you start noticing some interesting stuff. Obviously, you can see the sun rays coming out of it. Now look at it again. Do you see anything interesting in the corner there of that? What's in the corner there? What number is that in the corner there? Of course, there's something satanic about Islam. You can see the number 33. Okay, good. Now, when it spins again, you'll see something else interesting in another corner. You see that right there? It's right there in that corner. See it? Let's bring it up closer. You can see it now? What's that, everybody? What is that? That's the compass and square that's used in Freemasonry. Look at it. It's the compass and square. I'll show you right again. Look at it. Look at it. It's right there for you to see it. It's the compass and square that's used in no compass. What is that right there? You're going to tell me that's not the compass and square? Let's put it right there so everybody can see. Is that the compass and square there? Is that not the compass and square? You keep on putting comments on the screen so it's hard for everybody to see. Can you see the compass and square, everybody? It's right there. It's clear. There it is. That's the compass and square. Somebody said no compass. You might think, you probably thought I was talking about the compass, north, south, east, and west. No, I'm talking about the compass, the architectural tool. So what was it? You put it all together and what do you have? You have the 30, what do you have? What do you have? You have the 33rd degree of Freemasonry, which is the highest degree of Freemasonry, which is the degree at which the initiate is supposed to come to the understanding that the God of the Freemasons is Lucifer. Okay, everybody, listen. This has been real. This has been real, and it's been realer than real. But listen, it's decision-making time. You can get off of this scope and say, oh, I learned some crazy stuff. Or you can get off this scope and you can pray and say, Lord, help me to take the things that I've learned and to conduct myself as a wise person. Because you're not foolish anymore. You're not deceived anymore. You've been educated. You've become wise now, and it's time to make decisions. And ladies and gentlemen, listen to me. The decisions that you need to make right now, you cannot make those decisions without prayer. You need the guidance of the Spirit of the Lord to strengthen you so that you can make a stand on the side of truth, so that God can empower you to put aside these deceptive movements of the devil, which you've invited into your home as entertainment, so that you can move forward in the service of the King of the universe. Listen, many of us are not making progress in our relationship with Jesus Christ because we're partaking of the doctrines of devils and trying to eat the bread of life at the same time. It's not going to happen. You must choose this night who you're going to serve. If you want to continue to serve the devil and Satan, if you want to continue to indulge in the entertainment of this world, if you want that, then fine, have that. Good luck with that. There's no such thing as good luck. But if you want to experience what it means to have a loving relationship with God, if you want liberty from being controlled by the lust of your flesh, the lust of the eye, and the pride of life, if you want to walk like a man and a woman that has been made in the image of God, then make a wise decision. Choose tonight to surrender your heart to Jesus Christ and ask him for the power to live a life of righteousness and truth, because the Lord will help you. If you confess your sins, the Bible tells us he is faithful to forgive us of our sins and to cleanse us of all unrighteousness. The choice is yours. Let's pray. Father in heaven, I thank you for the time that we've been able to spend together. Now I ask for your Holy Spirit to bless each person here with strength, with power to make wise decisions. As we go to bed tonight, before we go to bed, help each one of us to pray personally and to ask you to have governing, to ask you to cleanse us and to be the Lord of our lives. We need you, Lord, now more than ever. As you have opened our eyes, keep our eyes open and our hearts open, not only to hearing the truth, but to abiding in the truth. For this we pray in Jesus' name. Amen. Listen, everybody, God bless you. God bless you. God bless you. If you're not a follower here on the Forerunner Chronicles, I invite you to be a follower. If you're not a subscriber on the YouTube page, I invite you to be a subscriber. And I definitely invite you to follow on Twitter. And for everybody that's new in here, check out the docu-film that I have on YouTube called Leopard Vision. Leopard Vision. Do not miss that. Check out Leopard Vision on YouTube. Leopard Vision Volume 1 from Forerunner Chronicles. God bless everybody. We're out of here. All right. So, as I can get this down. As always, this is the Forerunner. Whether you like it or not, the truth is the truth.